You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. High-powered offenses fuel both our teams here tonight. 39th meeting all-time between these two Dallas-Fort Worth area rivals, North Texas and SMU. Hi, everyone. David Salzman alongside Coach Doug Graber. If this game goes as expected, plenty of points for both these squads.
Boy, I'll tell you what, both these teams have great quarterbacks. They both have two great receivers, outstanding running backs. David, this could be a track meet.
Great quarterbacks on both sides. For North Texas, Mason Fine, already their best quarterback ever. 2 early touchdowns last week to Jason Pirtle in the win over Abilene Christian.
Yeah, he's amazing. He is 9,800 career passing yards. That's number one active in the NCAA. Of course, he and Pirtle were teammates. They've done this before, but he has had some career already as senior quarterback.
In fact, Pirtle and Fine hooked up 59 times in high school at Locust Grove High School in Oklahoma. That in Oklahoma state record. Well, SMU a solid quarterback of its own. Shane Duchel, 30 touchdown passes at Texas. He now transfers here to SMU, and last week got a great game from his running back Xavier Jones and 3 scores.
Well, they were the dynamic duo last week. Of course, Duchel started as a true freshman at Texas, started 18 games. He's got tremendous talent. He's a graduate transfer. He has 2 years of eligibility. That young man, Jones, has 2,200 career rushing yards. He's a good one.
3 big touchdowns for Jones in the 37-30 win for the Mustangs last week. Well, last year, North Texas shellacked SMU, a 36-0 lead before rolling to the win. Mustangs looking for revenge tonight.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
Hey, you got the wrong fan!
Oh, are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Croak.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
David Salzman, Doug Graber here at Ford Stadium in Dallas. Mean Green and the Mustangs of SMU. North Texas has not won a road game against SMU since 1933. Both our head coaches, great friends. Seth Luttrell for North Texas, Sonny Dykes for SMU. Last year, that score, 46-23, doesn't do the game justice. Mean Green, a 36-0 lead, and at one point, Doug had the first downs advantage of 27-1.
Yeah, that was Coach Dykes. That was his opening game as the head coach here at SMU, and I guarantee you he will remember that one. These two guys, by the way, are best of friends. They coach together as offensive coaches on the same staffs. Their passing offenses are very similar. Their run games are totally different.
Sonny Dykes says this year he has a much more mature group. Seth Luttrell says this game is a rivalry again. He has said that multiple times this week. Eager to see if his Mean Green can get their first road win over SMU in 86 years.
Yeah, that 1933 number has been passed around in Denton, Texas a lot this past week.
Both these teams needing their offenses to roll the wins last week. SMU a 37-30 victory at Arkansas State, a tough place to play in Jonesboro. North Texas led 31-0 against Abilene Christian and settled for a 51-31 victory. September 23rd, 1933, 7-0 North Texas State Teachers College defeated SMU. You know, the Washington Senators beat the St. Louis Browns for the Yale pennant. Pittsburgh Pirates, later to become the Steelers, and the Philadelphia Eagles joined the NFL. Conway Twitty was born in September 1933. That is how long it has been.
Way before my time, that's for sure. And I've been around a few years.
Well, you mentioned both these head coaches are very good friends. Their families will vacation together. Sonny Dykes says, we're just two guys that love to be around people and love the game of football. Both these teams have excellent kick returners. SMU will be receiving our opening kickoff, and back deep is that young man, C.J. Sanders. Led Notre Dame in all-purpose yards in 2016. Had a kick return for a score last week in the win over Arkansas State. American Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. North Texas will like that, not giving Sanders a chance at a return.
Yeah, and I expected that because on that kickoff, North Texas had the wind at their backs. But I promise you, when they go the other way, they're not going to want number one to carry the ball.
It is awfully hot, over 100 degrees at kickoff. Even for Texas, this is sweltering, and we'll see if the weather plays a factor throughout this contest. Just saw Shane Buechele lead his offense out into the field, and he said in the open, Doug, a junior graduate transfer, got his degree at Texas after the spring, and for spring football would drive up on Fridays to see SMU practice and then hang out with the team on the weekends, getting acclimated to now his current teammates. Not much doing as Xavier Jones is stopped for short yardage on first down.
Yeah, that was an outstanding start for the North Texas defense. They're small up front. They stunt, they blitz a lot, they angle, they slant. And this will be a key if they can block this defensive front.
Safety Kyrie Muhammad just got the 182nd tackle of his career. And this man, James Prochet, we expect to call his name a lot. The catch for the senior from Dallas. He is the FBS active career leader in receiving yards, approaching 2,800.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, this is what I saw on tape yesterday. He has the arm strength to throw that out cut all the way across the field. He did that a bunch last week against Arkansas State.
Both teams will hurry it up. Nothing doing on that carry. That again to Jones. Tyreek Davis, the middle linebacker, wearing number 5, one of the mean green defenders there.
Yep, and I'll tell you, these two linebackers, they're both the last name of Davis. You got Tyreek and KD, and they were very good last week.
Buechele will throw on second down. Hammered as he throws, looking deep for Reggie Roberson Jr. and through his hands, incomplete.
You know, it's amazing. Both of these teams have, to me, NFL receivers on their roster. Reggie Roberson certainly is. And, of course, Bussey, number 8 on the other side, is very, very impressive as well. They have size and they have speed. And you will see both teams take shots to number 8 down the field all night.
SMU was 119th in the FBS on third downs last year. Looking to improve on that mark starting today, 3rd and 10. Blitz. SMU picks it up. And some contact. Flag down. Intended for Robertson, who was tackled as the pass came his way. North Texas thought the pass was uncatchable.
Yeah, both these passing offenses are similar. That time, SMU put strength into the boundary with the idea of isolating
39 in defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic staff.
Penalty on Jameel Moore, the nickelback.
Yeah, but the idea is to isolate their great wide receiver to the wide side of the field and make that corner make the play.
So the ball moved forward right up the 50. SMU, they promoted this game as a whiteout, which is why they're in their whites here tonight at home. Being green in their traditional home green uniforms. Jones' 3rd carry. This is best one as he gets about 4.
Yeah, and that was Jameel Moore, the nickelback, that made the tackle. He always plays to the wide side of the field. Xavier Jones, as we mentioned, 2,200 career rushing yards.
First catch, Myron Gallagher, senior from Mansfield, Texas, stretches forward, and that's enough for the first.
David, same plan. Put the strength of the formation into the boundary, isolate that wide receiver to the top. Both these teams are going to have to go some cloud coverage to help that corner out.
Going after Cam Johnson, who's a junior, but not a lot of experience. Buechele, the keeper, and plenty of room. Shane Buechele, 1st and goal.
Well, that was a great fake, and Cam Johnson, number 11, did a nice job of trying to make this tackle in space, get off the block. Well, that's a great effort by Jones.
Quickly to the line, Jones. Gain of close to 5.
What a great fake by Buechele on that. I mean, he totally fooled the outside linebacker and the nickelback for the Mean Green.
Gain of 40 on that run by Buechele. He had 3 rushing yards the entire game last week, a 7-point win over Arkansas State. To the end zone, touchdown. Reggie Robinson Jr., 180 yards receiving last week. That's the first touchdown pass of the season for Buechele, and he finds the junior from DeSoto, Texas.
This game is not to be confused with last year when North Texas jumped out to a 36-0 lead. Great fake. He beat the corner cleanly. Excellent throw.
Kevin Robledo, the extra point good. Let's take another look at the score.
Play action slant. Corner got beat inside. History. That was Nick Harvey, by the way, that gave up that inside release. When you're a corner in the goal line, you first have to take away the slant. Over everything else, you must take that away. That's just too easy of a throw.
I'll mention again, in the shellacking of Sonny Dykes' SMU Mustangs by North Texas last season, first downs at one point was 27-1. You mentioned a little better start this time around. 9 plays, 75 yards on the drive, 4 first downs on the drive for SMU.
Yeah, that was an outstanding opening drive, and honestly, David, that's about what I expected, and I will not be surprised if North Texas doesn't do the same. It's the offensive coordinator talking to Spike right there. That's Rhett Lashley. He does a great job. He's a Gus Malzahn protege, played for Gus in high school even.
Mentioned the potency of C.J. Sanders returning kicks for SMU, and North Texas is one of their own. Dion Hare Griffin with a 96-yard kick return for a score in the win last week over Abilene Christian.
And North Texas in this game last year had a kickoff return for a touchdown.
He actually isn't one of the deep men back. DeAndre Torrey is. And Torrey, their starting running back, will make this return from the 8. Tripped up this pass for 25.
Well, good coverage. I'm a little bit surprised. See, there's a difference here. SMU is kicking into the wind, and you're not going to see any kicks in that direction, I don't think, get out of bounds.
North Texas has put together a website called 6forheisman.com, and the number 6 standing for Mason Fine. 9,800 passing yards in his career, 73 total touchdowns. He is a senior from Peggs, Oklahoma, who, if he's healthy for this entire season, will own every North Texas passing record. He already has quite a few of them, and second all-time in all the others. DeAndre Torrey, who just had the return, junior from Goshen, Mississippi, gains 2 on first down.
Yeah, he's had 977 yards at Mississippi Gulf Coast, transferred from there. He's been solid.
Torrey had a kick return for a score against SMU last year.
Strength into the boundary, same philosophy.
Find to Torrey, but behind the line of scrimmage and slung down for a loss. Forward progress will make it a loss of close to 3. That's Turner Cox, the sophomore from Dallas, on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a great job of playing the wide receiver screen. He beat the block, made it, had great penetration. It's a dead play, absolutely dead. I'm surprised they didn't go up to the wide side of the field. A big difference between these two teams. SMU will press and play man most of the time.
First down marker of the 37. Quick pressure again. Findo able to find Nick Smith. Dives forward and just a couple of yards shy of the marker. But what a job by Fine to hang in there with heavy pressure.
Boy, heavy pressure. You said it. SMU has the plethora of defensive linemen. They will play 12 tonight. And boy, the Mean Green offensive line got torched on that rush.
Jim Rick Gary, the senior from Dallas, the defensive tackle, one of the two Mustangs in the face of fine, and North Texas now has to punt. Alvin Kenworthy, senior from nearby Rowlett, Texas, preseason All-Conference USA. Averaging 41 yards a punt in his career. And does have a slight wind at his back. Brochet fumbles, able to recover shy of the 20. We expected points and already have some. Shane Buechele leading SMU to a touchdown on the Mustangs' first drive of the game. Drive number 2 coming up.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
Hey, you got the wrong fan!
Are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Crow.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Shane Buechele, 3 of 4 passing, 22 yards, and a 28-yard run on SMU's opening drive, which led to a touchdown. Sonny Dykes and the SMU coaching staff have been effusive in their praise of this young man. 2 years they'll have him at SMU after graduating with his undergrad degree at Texas.
Yeah, he's really very quickly become a leader on this football team. As you mentioned, he was not there for spring practice, had to graduate to be able to transfer.
Somehow got that to Kylan Granson as tight end, as Ladarius Hamilton was right in the face of Buechele, and Granson, the Rice transfer, is able to get about 8 yards.
Yeah, Buechele is very, very athletic. He's very good in the pocket.
First carry, Keeman Freeman, senior from Texarkana, Texas, wrapped up right around the marker.
Well, it's obvious to me the Mean Green are determined that SMU is not going to be able to run the football against them. They're being very aggressive. They're playing 8-man fronts. They're blitzing a lot, but that's the way they operate.
It wasn't enough for the first. 5th first down for SMU in the early going. Buechele more time here and lofts it incomplete.
Good throwaway by Buechele. He was very, very well covered. That was Quinn Whitlock, who that time was at the nickel spot, and they ran the wheel route, and he was all over it. He had great coverage.
Tommy McIntyre, the intended receiver. Buechele's second in completion. 4,636 passing yards and 30 touchdowns at Texas for Shane Buechele. Good timing and an even better catch. Judah Bell, the sophomore from Tyler, Texas, diving to make his 3rd catch of the year.
You know, again, this is exactly what I saw on tape last week. Play action and throw those out cuts across the field. And boy, he is very accurate on the out cuts.
Freeman. Sonny Dykes telling us they only averaged 3.5 yards a carry last week in their win. He was okay with that. As you see, Jones and Freeman in their career solid. And again, the 3.5 yards to carry last week, but Sonny Dykes said he's okay with that. He'll take 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. Last year, he said too many times we were in 2nd and 11, 2nd and 12.
Right, and that's what the Mean Green can do to you. That's what they try to do to you.
Second run for Buechele. This won't go for 28, but it should be enough for the first. Wrapped up right at the 49. Kyrie Muhammad tried to poke the ball out and unsuccessful.
Kyrie Muhammad, a senior captain, the real leader on that defense. Good open field tackle.
On the deep out, Brochet the catch.
Wow, what a throw that was by Buechele. Sprint out, corner route, and he put it right on the money. Just take a look at that. This is not an easy throw. Absolutely perfectly thrown.
Freeman takes a hard lick, but still able to get about 4.
You know, both these coaches, as we mentioned, kind of grew up in the business together as being assistants on the same staff at Arizona and elsewhere. These offenses are similar. It looks like Buechele's heard enough about Mason Fine. He said, hey, I can play this game too. There you see Coach Luttrell.
You mentioned both assistants at Arizona together. Sonny Dykes, an offensive analyst at TCU for a season before making it here to SMU. Big hole Jones. Blocker in front of him. Xavier Jones, touchdown.
Well, the linebacker, number 5, Tyreek Davis, hit the wrong gap. And that is exactly why he was Xavier Jones. He had a clear path to the end zone. You know, they're a gap rushing team. Watch number 5 right there. Hit the wrong gap. He was responsible for the B gap, and away he goes.
And that was Robertson with the block upfield to spring Jones for the final yards. Extra point, no good, as Romodo is off the mark. Something tells me SMU had last week's blowout loss on their mind heading into this one. A much different start from last year when they were down 36-zip.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper. Stat!
We got fans coming in from Van Arbor, East Fansing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom. Dad. Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be limp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
2015, Xavier Jones as a freshman, 10 rushing touchdowns, a freshman record here at SMU. A touchdown on the Mustangs' last drive gives him 26 as he climbs up the record books, one away from 5th all-time at SMU. A few more, and he'll tie the legendary Doak Walker.
Yeah, how about Eric Dickerson at the top? I tell you, hey, as an NFL defensive coordinator, I saw enough of him to last me a lifetime. I still have nightmares of that guy.
What a difference this game has been so far, Doug, compared to last season. And Shane Buechele has been a big part of the difference. In fact, as a team, SMU in their 2 scoring drives, 18 plays, 168 yards. Russell Roberts, the freshman, short kick, and touched a mean green, the up man before it went out of bounds. So I think that's where they're going to give it to him at the 25-yard line. That was Dion Noble.
Yeah, that was a mistake right there because that ball would have gone out of bounds.
The team player went out of bounds. First down.
Excuse me, Evan Johnson getting his hand on the ball, and so they'll mark it right where it went out.
And that just tells you they're scared, and they should be, of the mean green kickoff returns.
Well, no doubt North Texas will keep its confidence offensively with that man at quarterback, Mason Fine. 444 yards passing in the win over SMU last season. He was 40 of 50 through the air. 2-time Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year and the favorite to make it 3 in a row this season. Trey Siggers was held out last week in the win over Abilene Christian. That's his first carry of the year. The young man from Duncanville, Texas, gets 8.
Yeah, he was a safety. Last spring he moved to running back, and they said he's been the best back on the field all of training camp. That was a counter play that they ran. They pulled the guard and the tackle. Well blocked.
Siggers remains in the backfield. Carry number 2 as he tries to bounce it outside, and then a good cut inside to get him 3.
No, this one, he came to North Texas as a running back. They moved him to safety. And now he's gone back to running back, and this is his home. He's impressive in these 2 carries.
From the 36. Again, Siggers meets the first hit head on. Then Shane Haley, the junior from Dallas, will throw him down.
Same philosophy. They put strength into the short side of the field, isolated the wide receiver at the top, but SMU went to cloud coverage and put a safety over the top, so they eliminated that one-on-one coverage to the wide side of the field.
Torrey now replaces Siggers on 2nd down and 8. Fine, plenty of time. We'll swing it out to Torrey. Couple of good cutbacks inside. Couple of yards shy of the marker.
Watch this. It was taken away at the last second turns. Accurate throw coming back. That's impressive. That's not easy to do.
Mason Fine is 2nd all-time in North Texas in completion percentage, 63%, just behind Riley Dodge, who was the Mean Green quarterback about a decade ago.
Big play, 3rd and 2.
Going up the middle, won't get it. 4th and 1. Torrey stopped by Rodney Clemens, the senior from Katy, Texas.
Well, I'd say this SMU defense under coordinator Kevin Kane. Here, take a look at it. That was the gap play. Boy, they have come to play. They got spanked last year.
How interesting, after giving up 2 early touchdowns, Seth Luttrell keeps his offense on the field. First quarter, 4th and 1 from their own 45.
Wow.
To throw. Tipped away, incomplete. Intended for Dion Hare Griffin. Brandon Stevens, the junior from Plano, Texas, breaks the pass up.
Great job on a crossing route. Came under the route, knocked it away. Obviously, Coach Luttrell did not want to get the ball back to this SMU offense because they're on fire.
With as little hindsight as you can, what do you think of going for it on 4th down?
Well, I'm a defensive guy, so my background would say, no, we're not doing that. But I totally understand why he did. That shows a lot of confidence in that quarterback.
And going to the 2nd level on 4th and 1. Yeah. Seth Luttrell.
Well, they wanted to throw in the flat, and that was very well covered.
Okay. You see the Mean Green 3 straight bowl games with Luttrell at the helm, now in his 4th year. Ulysses Bentley the 4th. The coaches are very high on this young man, a true freshman from Houston, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, Tyreek Davis, number 5. The inside backer made a tremendous open field tackle, and you're right. They are really, really high on Bentley. He's got great speed, and he's got the toughness to run inside.
Definitely the quickest of the 3 tailbacks that we've seen for SMU so far. Going deep. Catch made with a defender hanging all over him. Tyler Page, the junior.
Boy, Buechele has had some start to this football game. Every single throw has been right on the money.
How about this for Tyler Page's first catch of the season?
And I'll tell you, that probably would have been interference. In fact, it was interference had it not been caught.
Yeah, pass interference. 39 to the defense. Phillies decline. Result of the play, first down.
They attack Jameel Moore again, and a home side of Ford Stadium with the SMU chant as they hope their team can go up 3 scores.
Kamon Freeman came in number 2 as the running back now. They've got a stable.
Freeman down to the 2.
This SMU team has 21 graduates on the football team. It's a very mature group. 65 new players on the roster from last year, 8 graduate transfers. Sonny has totally remade this team.
Freeman again. Touchdown. Mustangs 3 for 3 on their drive so far.
That's amazing. To me, the big difference in the game has been the offensive line of SMU and their defensive line has really pressured Mason Fine. This is just simply a simple zone play. No penetration from the defensive front.
After missing the PAT after their last touchdown, SMU goes for 2 here. Freeman in the backfield with Buechele.
Yep.
Prochet in motion. And Buechele finds Prochet.
Well, they ran a little pick route, and offensive coaches prefer to call it a rub route. But as a defensive coach, that was a pick.
Down 36-0 to North Texas last season. Up 21-0 in 2019. We're just in the first.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
You got the wrong fan!
Are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Crow.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Deep in the heart of Dallas, what a start for SMU. 21-0 the lead over North Texas. Damon Freeman, the touchdown. He might have gotten hurt on that touchdown run, as you see the senior from Texarkana, Texas, holding that left elbow and going into the injury tent on the SMU sideline.
But what a shocking start this game. And I'll tell you, SMU has a long memory. Boy, they took a pounding last year up in Denton.
Well, Spike Dykes, or I apologize, Sonny Dykes simply said about that game last year, we weren't ready. What a difference here in 2019. Mentioned he has a much more mature group than last year, and it has showed so far. Evan Johnson on the return. Keeps his balance and brought down just shy of the 30. Of course, mentioned Spike Dykes. That's the father of Sonny Dykes, the great Texas Tech head coach who you knew very well.
Oh, boy, he's a dear friend of mine, and I still miss him. Josh Martin, the special teams coach at SMU, that's an outstanding job of not giving the Mean Green a chance to set up their returns. He's had 2 lob kicks right to the sideline. That's really good coaching.
You see Fine's numbers so far. If he can get to 200 today, he'll have 10,000 in his career. Don't count this North Texas offense out, but can the defense start to make stops? Nothing doing. Fine will keep it himself and get a few yards.
Well, that was straight man-to-man coverage, and that they were very, very well covered. And, you know, this defensive line for SMU is interesting. They're going to play 12 players tonight. They're going to keep rotating 4 at a time. The Mean Green are going to play only 7. They don't have the depth that SMU has.
Nick Smith, hammered down to the turf. Shane Haley, a second tackle.
Yeah, that was Denboe in on the tackle as well. Trevor Denboe, the safety, outstanding. He was ejected last week in the first quarter for a targeting call.
And you're right, they'll give Denboe the tackle, his first of the season, junior from Corsicana, Texas. Now it'll be 3rd and 12.
Boy, that is exactly what you don't need.
False start on the offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That was Jacob Brammer, the right tackle. SMU has forced the Mean Green into. They've lost their poise a little bit on offense, no question. I mean, they are flat coming at them.
First down marker at the 39. SMU calls timeout.
That was a defensive coordinator, Kevin Kane. Something was wrong in the call. Somebody was going to blitz in the wrong gap. He will get it straight on the sideline.
I'm sure you're a long-time coach, both the college and NFL levels. When you go through what SMU did last year and getting shellacked by North Texas, and North Texas talked all week about how this is a big rivalry game now. SMU really downplayed that narrative. How much, though, does it stay in you as much as you like to take the one game at a time moniker? I imagine it's hard to get out of your memory a 36-0 deficit and a shellacking at the hands of North Texas 1 year ago.
Yeah, hey, when 27 first downs to 1 in the fourth quarter, come on, that is a butt kick. And that you'd never get that out of your mind. That's Kevin Kane right there, defensive coordinator, outstanding young football coach.
His second year here, 2 years prior at Northern Illinois. SMU just brings 3. Incomplete. Rodney Clemens, the safety, on coverage. Intended for Jalen Darden.
Yeah, that was straight man-to-man coverage. That's a safety on a slot receiver. And, boy, he had it covered beautifully. No place to go with the football. The secondary of SMU has been outstanding so far. They're playing a lot of press coverage. The idea is to try to throw off the timing of Fine, and they've done it.
Total yards, 188 to 31.
Wow.
They almost got to Kenworthy, and then Kenworthy is hit to the ground, and a flag is down as this ball will roll all the way into the end zone. But a penalty coming on SMU. Kenworthy, as you see, remains down holding his right leg.
Yeah, he took a shot. He really did. I don't think this is a case of a punter, acting. I mean, he took a real shot.
That's Eric Sutton, the senior. He'll be called for the penalty, and let's hope Kenworthy will be all right. Preseason All-Conference USA. North Texas does not want to lose him
Running
for a good amount of time.
On the receiving team, number 7. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
Well, only a 5-yard penalty, so they're going to have to re-kick it now. It'll be interesting to see who comes in, because obviously it's not going to be Kenworthy. It could be Mooney, or it could be Zach Williams. Let's see exactly what they decide. Well, that's a blow to your special teams, especially if that's a long-term injury.
Senior from Rowlett, Texas, averaging 41 yards a punt coming in. Helped off the field here in Dallas. SMU, 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. And Seth Luttrell has seen his high-powered offense limited to just 31 yards so far. 9 wins the last 2 seasons for North Texas. Bowl games in the first 3 years. Seth Luttrell has been the head man in Denton.
That is their outstanding special teams coach, Marty Biaggi, there talking to the officials about that call as well.
North Texas declines the penalty. And so a touchback, and SMU will have it at its own 20.
Yeah. And the fact that they have lost their punter probably has a lot to do with them declining that penalty.
Well, that's good news. As Kenworthy now talking to his teammates after the running into the kicker penalty. Shane Buechele, 7 of 9 passing, 105 yards and a touchdown. Plenty of time looking for Robertson, but floating way away from his intended target. Must have been miscommunication downfield.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, but let's give Nick Harvey, number 9, the corner for the Mean Green. He was running shoulder-to-shoulder pad with Robertson there, and I think that was the guy they were trying to go to.
When he came to SMU, Shane Buechele said, this isn't about proving Texas wrong. Even the Texas coaches have high praise for Shane Buechele. He said, this is about having fun and proving the people here at SMU right for taking a chance on me for 2 years. And as he looked solid so far.
Oh, I guess so. You know, and I'm all for the graduate transfer rule, especially for quarterbacks. I mean, just look at this young man. And, you know, he got really beat out by Ellinger at Texas. And, you know, hey, he wants to play. And now he gets a great opportunity here.
No hard feelings at all between Buechele and Texas. Buechele had to come in for Sam Ehlinger a couple of times last year when Ehlinger got hurt and helped lead Texas to victory. Lofting a pass for Granson and too long, and North Texas, well, was about to say finally makes the stop, but a flag is down. And it may be pass interference on Jameel Moore again.
Yeah, or this could be roughing the passer. There's 2 flags down. One, I think, is roughing the passer. Let's see what the other is. I believe we've got 2 penalties.
You're right. One just past midfield and one around where Buechele took the hit as he released the football.
And that was our female side judge, Lachelle Nelson.
There are 2 penalties, both on the defense. Holding, 39 of the defense. That penalty's declined. Personal foul. Rough the passer, number 35 of the defense. That 15-yard penalty would be assessed from the previous spot. Automatic. First down.
He said 35, but it's on 39. Jameel Moore, his 3rd penalty of the first quarter.
Well, I don't know. That wasn't too bad. You know, he didn't really, you know, he didn't really strike him in the back. He made contact after the ball was gone.
The call was defensive holding in addition to the penalty downfield.
Yeah.
Prochet. Down the sideline. Senior from Dallas. All conference last season with 93 catches. A solid first quarter so far.
They continue to isolate the wide receiver to the wide side of the field against that corner. And if the Mean Green doesn't do something to help them, that's going to be a rough night for the corners.
Jones. And once again, SMU on the North Texas side of the field.
You know, and the issue is Buechele has the arm strength and the accuracy to make those long throws across the field on the quick outs and the hitches.
Jones again. And the Mustangs did not have to run another play here in the first quarter.
And of course, you know, SMU is going at a breakneck pace. They're not going to give the Mean Green a chance to get settled. And there we've got an injury.
That's Kyrie Muhammad, their best safety. In fact, Seth Luttrell calls him the smartest defensive player we have. Senior from Dallas came in with 181 career tackles, and he'll have to be tended to here in the first quarter. They stopped the clock with 3 seconds left.
Now they're looking at the knee. I was hoping that was a cramp, but they're looking at his left knee. Boy, you know, and it's hot. And I'll tell you, that field, I'll guarantee you that field is 110 on that field. It's been hot, 102 here today in Dallas. And now the field, for the first time in the game, and the North Texas bench is in the shade, and that's very welcome, I promise you.
Seth Luttrell and his Mean Green with some work to do. A 21-0 deficit. Their star quarterback, Mason Fine, just 12 passing yards so far. Shane Buechele up to 118 yards in the first quarter, and the Mustangs 210 yards overall.
Oh, now Buechele is split out. Got a wildcat. Let's see.
Time expires. SMU giving North Texas a little more to think about as we're through the game's first 15 minutes. A dream start For Sonny Dykes' SMU Mustangs, Xavier Jones, 4th touchdown of the season, part of the 3 scores overall for SMU.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper. Stat!
We got fans coming in. From Van Arbor, East Fencing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom. Dad. Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 54 breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
George W. Bush Presidential Library here on the campus of SMU. We'll see the former president often at SMU basketball games. Stayed away from the 100-degree temperatures here today here in Dallas. Shane Buechele and the SMU offense, Doug Graber, 27 plays in the first quarter in this hot heat.
210 yards in the first quarter of offense. That's incredible.
They have a 3rd down and 2. Trying to cut it outside, nothing doing. North Texas forces 4th down.
Yeah, that was Deion Novell, number 97, the nose tackle. And that's what they do. They angle and slant the defensive line. They blitz out. They're undersized. He's not, but most of their defense is undersized.
4th and 4, and the offense remains on the field.
All right, be ready for, again, one of those quick outs or hitches.
Buechele had a pooch punt once last week, and Sonny Dykes will call timeout. Mustangs will just have one left.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They did have a pooch punt last week and executed it pretty well. And there you see a big smile from Shane Buechele as he comes to the sideline. Boy, what a job he has done. Totally remaking this roster. 65 new faces, 8 graduate transfers. That's not the route he always wants to go, but you know, you got to deal with what you have.
3 very successful seasons at Louisiana Tech for Sonny Dykes. 4 seasons at Cal struggled, but when we talked to him earlier this week, he seemed really at home here in Dallas.
He's a Texas guy. He loves it. He can walk to work. His kids are right here. He's got 3 beautiful kids. You know, we had a long talk about that. He's very, very happy. And by the way, at Cal, he went through 4 athletic directors in 4 years. That's hard as a football coach to really get anything going. Went through 2 presidents as well. That makes it really tough.
North Texas defensive coordinator Troy Raffet hoping his team can make the stop on 4th down.
This is an audible.
Buechele will punt it away. And into the end zone for the touchback.
And that guy right there, he is an old school defensive coordinator, is Coach Raffet. I did a lot of his games when he was at Louisiana Monroe, and he is a heck of a football coach, and he's old school, buddy. You better not be sensitive if you're going to play for him.
You are an old defensive coach as well. When you get a stop like that finally, although you're down 21-0, just how much maybe does that little bit of confidence help?
Well, you're just trying to grab onto anything you can at this juncture because they have run into a buzzsaw. It obviously helps.
Mason Fine was hurt in the New Mexico Bowl last season. Mean Green blown out by Utah State. So far today, Fine 3 of 5 for 12 yards. That incomplete. Flag down, however. This may be roughing the passer. The pass was out of the reach of the intended target, Michael Lawrence.
Yeah, Patrick Nelson, number 2, blitzed from his outside linebacker position. He came late. He was unblocked. That was he was right in the face of Mr. Fine.
Holding. Number 70 of the offense. This is the goal. Repeat, first down.
Surprises us, and I think Mason Fine as well. You saw him clapping his hands thinking the flag would be on SMU, but instead they get the left guard, Thomas Preston III.
Well, this offensive line for the Mean Green is really, really struggling with this defensive front, and that's the result. You're going to have some holding penalties.
Blitz from his end zone. Fine has a man open, and Lawrence and overshoots him.
Mason Fine's pass.
Well, I think that was a mistake. He was going to his left. That was a very, very tough throw. He had plenty of running room. I don't know if he could have got the first down, but he was close. He would have been close. Just overthrew it just a little bit. But, man, he's running for his life, David.
Seth Luttrell told us we have to be physical up front, talking about his offensive line. And as you've said multiple times, there's been a big struggle so far tonight. They run it on second down and 20. Room to run for Sigurds. Flag down. Gain of 14, but pending the penalty.
I got to think this is a wide receiver holding. Let's see. But Sigurds has been impressive. I don't know what he was like as a safety, but he's a pretty good running back.
Sophomore from Duncanville, Texas. Stands at 5'8", 200.
Holding on the offense, number 16.
Yep.
10-yard holding from the spot of the foul.
That was Jair Shorter, yep.
SMU has not been penalized tonight. North Texas, 5 penalties, 55 yards.
They had 4 penalties last week in the whole game. SMU only had 5 in their game. That's a good job by both teams. Boy, they're putting so much pressure on them. That's where these holding penalties come from. When they're getting beat, then they got to grab on.
Penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd and 17.
Wow. Just can't get anything going.
Miscommunication. Lawrence stopped his route, or rather Dion Hare Griffin, the intended target.
Yeah, and that was good coverage again. That was what we call two-man, where they have a two-deep safety protecting them from behind, and they run underneath the receivers. And that's a tough coverage when it's 2nd and 17, now 3rd and 17. That looks like they're in the same coverage. At least the alignment looks the same.
First down marker at the 30. Seven on the play clock.
Here's an audible from the sideline this time.
Intercepted. Patrick Nelson. Out of bounds, 1st and goal. The Illinois transfer, his first interception in an SMU uniform.
Well, that's exactly what the coverage was. They ran two-man on 2nd and 17 and 3rd and 17, and it disrupted timing. And here, watch him running underneath. He comes back under for the ball, and there it is, and had the safety over the top, which allows him to be aggressive.
No way did we think, with 13:26 to go in the second quarter, that a touchdown, you know you have faith in Mason Fine and this Mean Green offense. But it's hard to believe that North Texas would be able to come back from this if they're down 28 from the 6. Just a gain of 1.
Number 5,
Jones.
If you see all the confetti running through the air, that's what they call turnover confetti here.
They do it different at every school now. But
yeah, you gotta have some.
They're all looking for something. You can see some of the confetti in our shot here. 2nd down. Looking for Prochet. No flag. Cam Johnson on coverage.
Yeah, good coverage by the junior out of Houston. Well thrown fade route. You know, as a corner, you have to take away the slants and then do the best you can on the fades.
Freeman at tailback. We saw him go into the injury tent earlier. A 4-wide set for Buechele. Tipped. And North Texas is forced 4th down.
Boy, this would be a huge stop for the Mean Green defense. That was Jameel Moore. There you see Coach Reffert.
Russell Roberts is going to come to attempt this field goal. We saw Kevin Robledo miss a PAT earlier today, and he missed one last week at Arkansas State. So this is Roberts, freshman from Jackson, Mississippi, from 22 yards. Blocked! SMU recovers, but the Mean Green have held.
Russell Roberts kick.
Trying to get any confidence they can. Mean Green keep it 21-0.
Cats down by 58 with 1 minute left.
Hey, where's everybody going? This game's not over, so we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
That's Cam Johnson who got the block of the Russell Roberts field goal attempt to keep it 21-0 SMU.
Yeah, and I think, take a look at this from outside. He lays out perfectly. That's well done. You know what? I really think that Coach Littrell is very, very smart. He's the only college coach that has a full-time special teams coach. That's all he does. That's what all of the NFL teams do. That's all that Coach Biaggi does. Remember, he's the one last year that came up with the play of the year in college football. The fake fair catch for a touchdown against Arkansas.
Right.
He's very creative. He does a heck of a job. He's also very, very good coaching the snappers, punters, and kickers. Not many colleges have that.
So the North Texas defense has finally settled in. Consecutive stops by the Mean Green after SMU scored touchdowns on the first 3 drives. All of a sudden, Mason Fine and the offense can get things going. It's a 21-7 game.
Nothing like a sudden change, you know, after a turnover, stopped by the defense. Maybe this can change the momentum in this football game a little bit.
Mason Fine, the leading active passer in all of college football. He's at about 190 pounds, but he was barely 150 out of high school. Yet Seth Littrell saw something in the young man, the record breaker from Locust Grove High School in Oklahoma, and came on his second game his freshman year, and has been the starter ever since. First in most passing categories at North Texas, second in just a few others.
You know, well, Seth knew his high school coach real well, and everybody passed him up because he was 5'11". And what a mistake, because this is nothing new. This kid can really throw the football. Now, tonight, the SMU front, and let's give the secondary credit too, they have dominated this football game.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, North Texas at the 20-yard line.
There you see Coach Biaggi right there. What a job he has done. Very creative. All special teams. Works with every player on the team in some phase or another.
The review is for the spot of the ball, and so the Mean Green have it at their own 20. Just 44 yards of offense so far for North Texas. Only 12 through the air. Mason Fine's last pass attempt intercepted. For all those numbers, he's very accurate. That interception was the 27th of his career, but in 39 games.
Yeah. And hey, let's give SMU some credit. That was Sonny's having a long discussion about that, the block kick and the field placement. Okay, he doesn't understand. Fine, yeah. I've been there too.
Yeah, he's wanting the football to be where it was recovered after the block.
Exactly. But that interception was the result of a very good scheme by Kevin Kane. 2-man underneath coverage. Now they're explaining exactly what happened to Coach Luttrell as well. He won't argue the spot, I promise you that.
So you see Cam Johnson on the block, and then Ben Redding the recovery.
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't quite understand that either. I'd like to get an explanation of that.
So now 1st and 10 from the 20. Fine with time. Now a late blitz coming. Fine has to throw it away. It was Nelson providing that late pressure.
Number 6.
Yeah, and receivers, as I look downfield, covered like a blanket. Straight man-to-man coverage. North Texas is going to have to start running some crossing routes, some pick routes. They're going to have to start doing something to disrupt this great man-to-man coverage.
They hand it off on 2nd and 10. And breaking free, this is Siggers.
Whoa!
Trey Siggers down the sideline. Easily the biggest gain for North Texas today, 44 yards.
Now, that was a check with the audible. We just talked about SMU defensively with all the man. That's the counter with the guard and tackle pulling. Boy, this is just an outstanding want-to run by Siggers. But SMU was in a 2 deep, would left him 1 short to play the run.
With 4 receivers to the left of Fine, he finds Jalen Darden. Good yardage on 1st down.
That long run was an audible by Fine against the 2 deep 7-man front.
Torrey squeezes through. DeAndre Torrey, 1st and goal. Out of nowhere all of a sudden. 12 yards through the air, just 32 on the ground until this drive for North Texas.
Boy, you know, again, that stop by the defense has really helped change the momentum of this football game.
Siggers. Just shy of the 1.
You know, he runs angry. I mean, I tell you, I like that. I mean, he is very aggressive. He runs north and south. And by the way, we did get an explanation of the spot of that football by the replay booth. It was blocked behind. It was behind the line of scrimmage. That's why it came out to the 20.
Siggers did not play last week in the win over Abilene Christian. You see his numbers so far tonight. Touchdown. Siggers caps off the drive with a score.
Boy, just what the doctor ordered for North Texas. They needed something to change the momentum. That sudden change situation. Again, take a look at it here. Boy, I like the way he puts his head down, he puts his pads down, and he is a north and south runner. And he's got good speed.
Ethan Mooney, the extra point. And all of a sudden, 21-7. 80 yards on the touchdown drive. Trey Siggers providing most of those.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
Hey, you got the wrong fan!
Are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Crow.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody. So don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear. More driven.
When you said Trey Siggers runs angry, he's giving high fives, fist pumps, and pumping up his teammates after his first career touchdown has North Texas right back in the game.
Yeah, and he's really just a redshirt sophomore. So, and this is his first action ever as a running back at North Texas. I'd say pretty good debut so far.
So far, the Mean Green have avoided C.J. Sanders, who had a kick return for a score last week after SMU got down to Arkansas State. And you see how he's nationally ranked. Transfer from Notre Dame, who led the Fighting Irish in all-purpose yards in 2016.
And now North Texas kicking into the win, so let's see how they're going to try to keep the ball away from Mr. Sanders.
He's also an actor. He played young Ray Charles in Ray. He's the godson of Jamie Foxx, who won an Oscar for the role. Sanders brought down just shy of the 30.
Well, he's impressive, and I'm a little surprised that they chose to kick it off to him, but it was a good kickoff against the wind down inside the 5. But he's scary.
SMU scoring on its first 3 drives. Shane Buechele's first touchdown pass as a Mustang, finding Reggie Robertson Jr. on their first drive. Touchdown runs then by Xavier Jones and Kamen Freeman, as you see Buechele's numbers overall tonight. This is Bentley, wrapped up for no gain.
Yeah, again, North Texas now, that one stand, as you mentioned, they've had 2 stops in a row. And that was Hamilton that came in and made an outstanding play for him right there.
Under 10 minutes to go first half. David Salzman, Doug Graber with you from Ford Field in Dallas. Plenty of white on the home side, plenty of green on the visitor side. Cheering on North Texas from nearby Denton. Buechele in trouble. Pushed out of bounds, that's a loss.
Well, that was Kyrie Muhammad, number 4. They brought the safety blitz. He read the keep, good thing, missed the tackle. But he held him up long enough for Ladarius Hamilton to get there. Ladarius Hamilton is the bell cow up front. He is a good one.
18 tackles for loss in his career coming in. 3rd and 11 for SMU.
Now SMU has to do something to change momentum. Straight man coverage.
Blitz. Buechele with time, lofting a pass for Granson out of his reach.
There's a big difference between these 2 defenses. The Mean Green have to blitz to get any pressure at all on Buechele. SMU can do it rushing 4.
What has been the difference, though, Doug, in North Texas now having success defensively?
Yeah, well, again, they've just made plays. Nice job of him running underneath that route. That was the key right there.
Warren Scott. Fair catch called. And North Texas will have it. Decent field position inside its own 35. So after being bottled up for most of the first half, Mason Fine and his tailback Trey Siggers leading the Mean Green on an 80-yard touchdown drive last time they had the football.
Yep, he sure did. And the key play in that drive, the long run by Siggers was an audible based on the coverage where they were short 1 man in the box, and they took advantage of it.
So far, Fine, 4 of 10 passing, 19 yards and an interception. Pass tipped. He was looking for Torrey. Instead, 2nd down.
Yeah, again, they just, they're having a very, very difficult time blocking. That was Zap Abercrombie made the block right there. He's another one of the graduate transfers that have really changed this team totally.
Played an awfully lot for Rice, 117 tackles in his L career before moving to Dallas. That's incomplete. Intended for Darden.
Well, they got away with one right there because Jimmy Phillips, number 24, he had his hands all over him all the way through the route.
Now 3rd and 10. Mean Green 0 of 4 on thirds.
Wow. Wow. Here's the audible from the sideline on 3rd down.
Play clock down to 5.
Let's.
Fine in trouble, fine sacked. Richard Moore, who was on the blitz with the help of Delonte Scott.
Well, the key there was great coverage down the field. No place to go with the football. I mean, the secondary was just outstanding. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but the Mean Green are going to have to do something to defeat this man coverage. They're going to have to run some bunch formations, some crossing routes. There's a lot of different ways to beat man, but they're getting a steady diet of it.
Good seeing Alvin Kinworthy back to punt, who was helped off the field in the first quarter. James Prochet back for SMU. Play clock went down to 0 and a delay of game.
Yep.
Play game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
I hate to speculate with Kenworthy, but if that was an acting job, that was one of the best I've ever seen him. He carried it all the way to the sideline and really for about 2 minutes after.
He'll have to catch this deep snap from inside his 5. Rugby style kick here, and on the bounce, Prochet from his 41. Oh, gets a huge block and 2 flags down because of it.
No question, no question. That's a blindside hit. That's a point of emphasis with the NCAA this year. That will, no question, be a 15-yard penalty. Now, was it targeting? Let's see where the helmet is. No, it's not. I don't think it's going to be targeting.
But a blindside block now can be targeting. Yeah, it looked like he just had the hard hit with his shoulder.
And you see that say throw the flag, and they did. Yeah, I love all the things the NCAA has done with the targeting and the blindside hits, just like we witnessed right there. No question that's going to be a penalty. And now the replay booth can also get involved in this as well.
The change in the rule specifically this season is that it's illegal to deliver a blindside block no matter where the contact is made, not just above the shoulders.
There are 2 fouls on the team, on the place. Personal foul, face mask on the kicking team. Personal foul, a blindside block on the receiving team. Those penalties will offset. We'll replay.
Wow.
4th down.
Wow. Yeah, and that was the blindside block, as you just mentioned the rule. And there's no question he has. Well, there's the face mask. It all occurred right here, and there's the blindside block.
Yeah, they didn't get Prochet on the face mask.
Huh. You know, again, it's an interpretation. You know, he was in the process of tackling, but it was still a block.
So after all that, they'll do it over.
Yep.
The ball is marked to the 17.
Now let's see if they come back with a rugby or if he punts it standard style. Boy, a lot of green in this crowd tonight.
They don't come after him. Standard style, and a fair catch called.
Yep.
SMU will have it at its own 43. Mustangs raced out to a 21-0 lead. Mean Green have settled in since.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
They have a lot of fun on the south side of Ford Field here in Dallas. The bounce houses, the hill, and plenty of kids to enjoy this one as the temperature slowly cools off. We're now just in the 90s. Kickoff temperature was at 102. David Solzman, Doug Graber with you at 21-7. SMU lead. North Texas has stepped up defensively since allowing touchdowns on SMU's first 3 drives. Ladarius Hamilton, a big part of the defensive effort.
Well, he's all Conference USA, 7.5 sacks last year. There you see Coach Reffett calling the defensive field. Boy, Hamilton is a good one.
There was Freeman on the carry for a gain of 1. Buechele. Catch made Robertson, who has SMU's first touchdown. That's enough for the first. That's just the second completion by Buechele in his last 6 pass attempts.
You know what? They are really hurting North Texas with those play action, quick outs, and quick hitches to the wide side of the field. And Buechele has not missed one of those throws yet. He put them right on the money.
Freeman again stacked up. No gain.
So, you know, North Texas, they have to do one of 2 things. One, put the corner up in a press in the face of the wide receiver, or 2, put a safety over the top and help the corner. That's the only thing you can do to stop that.
Stack look at the bottom of your screen. Freeman still in the backfield with Buechele.
Same thing, strength into the boundary, got one-on-one coverage up top to the wide side.
Blitz. Buechele sacked. 9.5 sacks in the career of Ladarius Hamilton, who's having himself a second quarter.
Yeah, and they were looking to the wide side, but they didn't run a quick throw. They ran a corner route. The corner covered it well. This is just a great rush by Ladarius Hamilton. He got there in an angry mood as well.
3rd and 20 with the first down marker at the North Texas 32.
Young guy out of Corrigan, Texas.
Setting up the bubble for Proche, and Proche with room. Dives forward, knowing where the first down marker was. He needed 20 and got 21.
Very, very well blocked, the bubble screen. Boy, that was just extremely well done. Straight man to man. That was an excellent, excellent block. That was the guard, Alan Ollie, number 71, that came out and made the block that really sprung him.
Buechele looking for Robertson. End zone. Touchdown.
Touchdown.
Fade route. Go route against press coverage. And Buechele lobbed it in there perfectly. Robertson is a quality receiver.
Second time they have hooked up for a score tonight. This one for 31 yards. Russell Roberts kicks the PAT through. 28-7 SMU.
There you see Rhett Lashley, the coordinator, talking to Shane. You know, Robertson was transferred from West Virginia. Is another example of, you know, Sonny has done an amazing job in totally remaking this roster.
And Sonny Dykes mentioned how Robertson would be inconsistent last year, but stepped up his work ethic in spring and fall camp. Now one of his more consistent performers. A number of transfers making an impact for SMU in 2019 already.
Well, I guess so. And, we've talked about every one of these kids so far tonight. Obviously, Bouchel, the big one, C.J. Sanders, Granson has made some plays, McBride, Abercrombie on defense has been outstanding. It's just had a huge, and the thing about graduate transfers, they bring maturity to your program as well.
And Sonny Dykes told us when he was looking for a new quarterback, Ben Hicks departing and is now the starter at Arkansas, he said, I want a grad transfer that can play 2 years. And got exactly what he wanted in Shane Buechele, who's from nearby Arlington.
Well, when he was at Cal, he recruited him in high school. He was in the high school, and he played against Sonny when he was at Cal and played great.
Started for Texas in a 50-43 loss at Cal his freshman year.
But Sonny was in the high school, talked to his offensive coordinator. Would he be interested, do you think? And he was. And I'd say it worked out pretty well for both parties.
And has shown his leadership since the moment he stepped foot on campus. Again, elected team captain by an overwhelming majority, and Sonny Dykes said completely deserved.
Yep. Now, we've talked about that young man a lot as well. Let's see if they can come up with a way to defeat this tight man-to-man coverage, although this looks like cover 2. It is.
Siggers, who has the touchdown, a big run here. Nails his defender to the turf, and now a burst of speed. What a run.
David, that's the second time that they've audibled to the run against cover 2. And again, take a look at how physical he is. Wow. He runs angry.
Trevor Denbo took that lick from Siggers. Now at 74 yards on the ground. He's one of the 4 wides that finds right. He'll throw to the other end. No flag down as the receiver was out of bounds as the ball was thrown. That's Rico Bussey Jr., who amazingly does not have a catch here tonight. The senior from Lawton, Oklahoma, 127 catches in his career.
Well, give credit to these corners. Last time it was Armani Johnson, number 5. He took him right out of the game. There was a non-factor.
Bussey, the man in motion. This is Lawrence up the seam. Past the 10. First and goal. His first catch in the night and the 99th of Michael Lawrence's career.
Yeah, and they played zone that time, and he sat right down in the soft spot in the zone and found him right away.
This is Torrey. No gain. Well, they'll give him a yard to the 5. Rodney Clemens over 200 tackles in his career.
We thought it was going to be a track meet at North Texas, just a little late getting started.
And as North Texas shifted movement from the defensive line, this should be offsides.
Yep.
They'll get Demrick Gary the tackle.
Half the distance.
Offside on the defense. Contact. Half distance to the goal. We made second down.
A little anxious. There you see Coach Kane next to Coach Dykes. There that's Coach Kane signaling the defensive personnel. That means the jumbo package. Some people call it the heavy package. That's the big guys coming in. That's based on the personnel they put. North Texas put 12 personnel on the field. They brought their goal line front in.
Siggers is the tailback. Whistles blow before the snap and a flag down. False start.
Oh, boy. That is a killer right here. Now,
false start. Number 8 of the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Inexcusable.
Second down.
Inexcusable. Wide receiver lost his poise a little bit. Hasn't gotten open tonight against the man coverage. Now the jumbo personnel comes off the field for SMU, and their normal personnel comes back on.
7 penalties now, 65 yards for Mason Fine's Mean Green.
Yep. Only had 4 last week. They've lost their poise. That's really hurt them.
Now from just inside the 8. Nick Smith, the man in motion. Fine, the keeper. Brought down by the ankles. Pono Davis, the senior from Hawaii, making his 24th start of his career, comes up with the stop.
Yeah, and that's great discipline on defense. Slanted around, made the nice tackle on the keep.
Does 4 down territory, Doug?
Oh, being down 28 to 7, to me it would be. Absolutely.
Mason Fine is 1 touchdown pass away from tying the all-time record at North Texas. And SMU uses their final timeout as we await 3rd and goal.
Yep. And, interesting, both these quarterbacks and the way that they were recruited to their respective institutions. Fine, of course, Coach Luttrell, that's his home state, Oklahoma. He played at Oklahoma, running back, great running back. Knows a lot of people in Oklahoma. Hey, that's how this recruiting works. They got connections. Sonny knew the offensive coordinator at Bushell's High School. It all helps. Who you know.
Well, the talent pool is just so deep here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area that you need to have those connections, and the successful coaches here have had just that.
Yeah.
And able to not get, in this day and age, you have to get studs out of high school, but as we saw just a few minutes ago, the graphic, nowadays, you have to get those graduate transfers too.
Yep. Especially when you inherit the situation that he did.
3rd and goal for North Texas. Lawrence, touchdown on his 100th career catch. He brings North Texas within 2 scores.
That time, SMU chose to play zone. He read it perfectly, sat down right there, and a good throw by Fine. Nice job after the catch.
So Mason Fine, 69th touchdown pass of his career, tying Steve Ramsey for the most all-time in North Texas. Ramsey did it 50 years ago, 1967 through 1969. Ethan Mooney's PAT makes it 28-14. Conference USA scores. North Texas favored to win the West Division in Conference USA. Old Dominion gave Virginia Tech a tough time before losing. Louisiana Tech holding off Grambling. UAB a road win at Akron. Southern Miss trouble at Mississippi State. A shootout in Boone, but Charlotte falls to Appalachian State. And UTSA a 49-point setback in Waco to Baylor.
Yeah, it looks like Baylor's starting to make a comeback now.
Big 12 getting deeper. Of course, Texas, their big game going on as we speak against LSU, Oklahoma. Just plugging a quarterback, right? You want to talk about the grad transfer rule working out. Jalen Hurts now calling the signals at OU, and what a day he had in the win over Houston last weekend.
I'm all for the graduate transfer rule, especially with quarterbacks and their situations. If they're not playing, I don't like it if a guy is starting at his school and opts to leave. I don't think that's fair.
Hard to distinguish that from a rule standpoint, obviously just in the hands of the player.
Right.
Sanders calls fair catch. Of course, 2nd year of this rule, ball will be moved up to the 25-yard line.
Well, that was an excellent kick. Took him all the way across the field, took them out of their comfort zone based on the return they had called. So, boom, fair catch, take it out to the 25-yard line. Smart by Sanders.
Well, now North Texas matching SMU touchdown for touchdown, but do they give Shane Buechele and the SMU offense too much time? Now, the Mustangs are out of timeouts, but still 2:03 remaining in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, 2 minutes is an eternity with these spread offenses. Again, strengthen the boundary. Watch out. Single coverage to the field. Now they motion across. Balanced formation.
Buechele swings it out to Jones. Senior cuts it inside, a first down. Past the 35, clock will be stopped as the chains are moved.
Nice job at Jones at recognizing what he needed. And, of course, the key issue, as you mentioned, the clock was stopped.
Remember, SMU has had trouble in the kicking department today. Still plenty of room before a possible touchdown. And Prochet made the catch off the juggle and out of bounds. It'll be second down coming, a gain of 6.
Buechele throws that out-cut or hitch combination all the way across the field, as good as anybody I've seen.
Gain of 5 rather, so 2nd and 5. Buechele now up to 201 yards passing. SMU 283 yards of offense in the first half. Jameel Moore ran up to the line, and as SMU sees it, perhaps changing the play.
Yeah, no question changing the play. Let's see if they leave the blitz on. No, they check the check. They turn the blitz off.
And Jones this time wrapped up for a loss. That's Tyreek Davis on the tackle.
Tyreek Davis is very, very quick. He played the nickel spot as a defensive back last year. He's undersized for an inside backer at 5'10", 209, but man, can he run.
So North Texas could get the ball back for a sliver of time if they make the third down stop, and they'll get the ball to begin the third quarter.
It's Coach Reffert.
Sia Green on the visitor side of Ford Stadium, making the 45-minute drive from Denton, looking for the third down stop. Plenty of time. Incomplete, intended for Granson. North Texas will get the ball back.
One of the few times tonight they played straight zone coverage, and it really kind of threw Buechele for a loop. He didn't know where to go with the football.
And because of the incomplete pass, North Texas keeps their 3 timeouts.
Take a look at the zone here, right there. And that was Jameel Moore, 39, that took away that curl route, and that's where they wanted to go.
Warren Scott, redshirt freshman. Second punt of the game. Takes a great roll. All the way down to the 1.
That is a horrible mistake by the returner. You cannot let a football bounce like that. You've got to get on your horse and field it. That is an awful mistake.
Now you think doubtful North Texas will try to score, just try to run out the clock. Again, they'll get the ball back to begin the second half. American Conference scores. They thought it would be a close game in Columbus. Ohio State's been impressive in their first 2 wins. East Carolina, a big lead over Gardner-Webb. UCF, impressive against Florida A&M last week. A 21-3 lead now at Florida Atlantic. Memphis all over Southern. South Florida scored late, but still fell by 4 at Georgia Tech. Look out for Tulane. Willie Fritz has the team as good as it's been in a long time. He's brought in Will Hall as his new offensive coordinator, one of the great young minds in college football. A defensive struggle, but watch out for that offense, too, for the Green Wave this year. Siggers. And North Texas is not going to try to stop the clock here. That should be the last play of the first half.
Yeah, no, that's a smart play. I mean, you know, the field position, no way.
If you're Mason Fine in North Texas, the way SMU punched first and led 21-0, scoring on their first 3 drives, how much of a moral victory perhaps is it to just be down 28-14 and get the ball back when the game resumes?
Well, the way they can score points, I mean, you know, they're certainly right in the football game now. But in my opinion, this offensive staff is going to have to figure a way to beat the man coverage. I'm talking about Bodie Reeder, the offensive coordinator, and Coach Luttrell, both, because the secondary for SMU has been all over it.
Shane Buechele impressive in his first ever home start in an SMU uniform, but North Texas rallying to only be down 2 scores at the break.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
Hey, you got the wrong fan!
Are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Crow.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper. The official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Playing college football means a lot. Has great tradition. Obviously, it's an amazing sport. It's been able to change people's lives in great ways.
This is my life because I devoted so much of my life to getting here, staying here, succeeding here. It's just about everything for me.
It means the world. I've been playing this since I was 9 years old. Always been a dream to play college football. The most rewarding part about football is the young men that you coach and see who they become.
It's meant everything to me. I think that sports goes beyond than what most people think it's for. I think it helps men and young women grow. It's one of the most important parts of who I am, and I wouldn't be the same person without it.
I think it's the impact you have on young people. You know, being able to give young people an opportunity that maybe they never thought they could have, but then also trying to help them become the best person, best student, best athlete that they can become. I think that's what really makes it special.
Welcome back to Dallas. Halftime, the 39th all-time meeting between SMU and North Texas. When Mike Leach talks, people listen, no matter what he's saying. Tom Rinaldi has more.
I've never worn a bow tie. Maybe when I was a child. I was a little clippy on things for church.
When you think Washington State coach Mike Leach, you think dignified. Understated.
That's like the Costanza picture.
Conventional.
We found bones of dinosaurs and everything else, but we haven't found bones that I've heard of Bigfoot.
But you never, ever think this.
I'd be a big hit with the faculty club with this. I'd definitely impress some people there.
Say hello to Professor Leach, who spent part of his off-season teaching a class called Leadership Lessons in Insurgent Warfare and Football Strategy.
All right, we got everybody. We all set?
I saw this natural parallel between insurgent warfare and what he does as a football revolutionary. We thought, hey, let's tie these two concepts together. Let's create the most fun class we wish we had when we were in college.
So he says, well, tweet it out. He says, you're going to get some people that would like it. I go, I'll bet you we don't get 100.
Leach was right. They didn't get 100 responses. They got almost 50,000 retweets and likes. It took an essay contest to help determine who was selected for the class.
Insurgent warfare is, okay, where's their strengths and how to avoid those? What's their weaknesses, how to attack those? Successful insurgents seek strategies that turn conventional opponents' strengths into weaknesses. It's not
I thought initially it would be fun. It could be weird. Hey, for the university, this is pretty good because we get our football coach out there amongst our students in a much different way than people see him.
This week we're going to talk about suppressing rebellion and challenges.
He's kind of like the great philosopher, especially with the offense that he runs.
You know, we're aggressive on offense. We push the ball up the field.
When I knew this class was happening, I had to try. I had to try to get into this.
Watching him break down game film was like one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
We want them to go full speed, approximately 6 yards deep, or in front of the middle linebacker, whichever comes first. In football, under the best of circumstances, and insurgency is trying to produce as much as possible with what you have.
We compared WSU beating USC in 2017 and why WSU ran a shovel pass in the fourth quarter to take advantage of the aggression of USC. And I compared that to how Lawrence Arabia decided not to attack Medina when they were fighting the Ottoman Turks, instead to attack the rail lines instead.
All right, big smiles. Perfect. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
At the end of the 5-week non-credit class, every student received a certificate and unforgettable insights into the one-of-a-kind mind of Mike Leach.
And I have some brilliant plays on the board. I mean, Look, I'm just telling you, it would dazzle you to the point you'd tell your grandchildren about it.
A future president will sit down, and they're 60 years old, and somebody's going to say, tell us about your time at Washington State. I remember when Coach Leach taught this class on insurgent warfare and football, and I was one of those students in there. It will be one of those memorable experiences that people talk about for the rest of their life.
Lawrence of Arabia and football. Only Mike Leach can do that. We'll be back to Dallas and SMU after this.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Ford Field in Dallas, exciting first half. SMU on top, 28-14. Xavier Jones, touchdown run in the first quarter, the fourth already for the senior in 2019. Doug and I will have highlights and stats when we return.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper.
Stat! We got fans coming in. From Van Arbor, East Lansing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom, Dad.
Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
North Texas looking for their first win at SMU in 86 years, and they have work to do. Mustangs on top, 28-14. David Salzman, Doug Graber with you. SMU scored in its first 3 drives, raced out to a 21-0 lead.
Yeah, they just dominated start of the game there. You see Robertson right there on the catch. This is Xavier Jones, 4th touchdown of the season.
Keeman Freeman, the touchdown, and with the 2-point conversion, that would make it 21-0, 3:21 to go first quarter. But North Texas, a strong second quarter, led by Trey Siggers.
And again, here's the fade route to Robertson. It was really well thrown by Bichelle.
And there were 2:03 to go in the first half. Michael Lawrence's 100th career catch, a touchdown to put North Texas within 28-14. Statistically, a tale of 2 quarters. SMU 210 first quarter yards, North Texas 161 second quarter yards, led by Siggers, 124 yards on the ground overall tonight.
Yeah, when they put Siggers in the game, everything changed. Boy, he was very impressive.
North Texas will get the ball first to begin the second half. They're within 2 scores, 28-14 on a warm day in the Dallas Metroplex.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper.
Stat! We got fans coming in. From Van Arbor, East Lansing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom, Dad. Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Let's take a look at tonight's Campus Moment, brought to you by Dr. Pepper. talked about how SMU threw the first punch, 3 touchdowns their first 3 drives. This young man's thrown a lot of first punches. Errol Spence Jr. is from the Dallas area, IBF welterweight world champ, honorary captain for the Mustangs here tonight. 25-0 record, 21 by knockout.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper.
Stat! We got fans coming in. From Van Arbor, East Fencing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom, Dad. Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
28-14, the SMU lead over North Texas. David Salzman, Doug Graber. We look at first half stats. The dominating first quarter by SMU. North Texas 161 second quarter yards, but still the Mustangs, Doug, 281 yards overall.
Yeah, that's almost 200 passing in the half. The key issue here is 46 yards passing for North Texas. I'm shocked at that, and let's give the credit to the SMU defense. They're playing 12 defensive linemen. They are just coming in waves. They're fresh on this hot night. It's still 94. And they have really, really distracted Fine at quarterback. And the coverage, mainly man by that secondary, has been outstanding.
Mason Fine came in with 9,800 passing yards in his career, but just 6 of 15 for 46 yards in the first half. 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Seth Luttrell's Mean Green. He and Sonny Dykes, great friends. Their families will vacation together. I asked Seth Luttrell, what do you disagree on? And he said, we really don't find anything to disagree with. We let the wives do the disagreeing when we're on vacation. North Texas gets the ball first to begin half number 2. Dion Hare Griffin with the return. A return for a touchdown last week, and nothing doing there as he slips down shy of the 10.
Well, he mishandled it. And that threw the timing of the return totally off. Obviously, he'd have been much better off making the fair catch signal and putting the ball at the 25.
So he pins North Texas deep back, as you see Fine. 2-time defending Conference USA Offensive Player of the Year. His 2 previous starts against SMU, 868 passing yards combined, but just 46 so far tonight. This is Siggers. Heck of a first half and a heck of a first run to begin half number 2. Wow. Dragging defenders with him to the 25.
You know, he's 5'9", 200 pounds. He's strong. As we've mentioned, he runs north and south. He's got good speed. He runs angry. He really lowers the pads and just keeps those feet going.
10 carries, 141 yards. He'll get another chance here. Looking to cut inside the edge and does. Somehow makes 9 yards out of that. He's up to 150 already.
Who would ever have predicted that North Texas would hurt SMU with the running game and not the passing game?
They had 192 rushing yards last week, but Mason Fine threw for 383. Siggers takes a breather. Torrey, the tailback. He'll get the first down carry and wrapped up right away. Richard Moore, the Texas A&M transfer at linebacker, alongside Delonte Scott at end.
Really good adjustment by Kevin Kane, SMU defensive coordinator. They showed cover 2, which North Texas has been audibling to the run and hurt them, and they came out of it late and got that extra defender in the box and took away the run.
Whistles blow before the snap, and North Texas takes an early second half timeout.
Timeout. North Texas, they're first.
Seth Luttrell, 4th year as head coach of the Mean Green. Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator of SMU in his 2nd season, arriving here in Dallas with Sonny Dykes and his new staff.
You know, and he knows a little bit about the running back position. He was a heck of a running back at Oklahoma himself. But again, Bodie Reeder, the offensive coordinator, and this offensive staff, they have to come up with a way to beat the man coverage.
I want to congratulate Bodie Reeder, just 33 years old, by the way, the new offensive coordinator at North Texas. New father, Crew Pass Reader, just 9 weeks old. Bodie told us he wanted to name him Pass. Wife overruled it.
Yep.
Both you and I agree. Good decision, Bodie.
Absolutely.
Happy wife, happy life, and congratulations.
He did a great job at Eastern Washington as their offensive coordinator in the FCS Championship Finals. And
that's Lauren Easley, his first carry on 3rd and 1. The senior from Houston extends the drive to the 45.
Well, look, I tell you what's happening here. The SMU defensive front, they're getting up the field. They're anticipating pass rush, and they're hitting them with the run, quick runs.
Remember, the drive started from the 8. Fine steps up. Catch made. Inside the SMU 40, Jair Shorter, the redshirt freshman from Killeen, Texas.
But you know what? Every time that he throws the football, he's got people in his face. That was a great throw under duress.
Quickly to the line from the SMU 37. Easley picks up about 4.
Yeah, you know, on a hot night like this, again, the ability to run different running backs into the game really helps. Keep those fresh legs in there. Now, Ely goes off to get a little break himself. Then here comes that man again. Siggers.
Find a throw.
Got it. Got it.
Wide open. Jalen Darden. Out of bounds just shy of the 10.
Boy, the chess match continues. They played zone coverage to try to get better run support. And there comes the crossing route against the zone. And he sat down right there. That's a good read.
80 yards on the drive so far, 12 to go. Siggers. Moore has him wrapped up. Richard Moore played 2 seasons at Texas A&M, led SMU in tackles last season, his second tackle of this drive.
Offensively, that's what's called the GT counter play. Backside guard and tackle both pull. Counter action in the backfield.
Fine has completed his 2 pass attempts on this drive. Siggers tripped up. Coming from behind, that's Nelson.
Yeah, Patrick Nelson, the outside backer. He closed fast. If I were North Texas with the outside backer closing that fast, I'd run a boot with the quarterback. Plus get him away from the pressure.
Mean Green, 2 of 7 on thirds. First down marker just inside the 3.
Love this rule. The umpire's holding and allowing SMU to make their substitutions on defense.
Blitz. A handoff to Siggers, nothing doing.
Yeah, that ended up with the blitz being an 8-man front. Every gap was covered. Good job by SMU.
Nelson Paul, the true freshman, wearing number 90, in on the stop.
Yeah, and you saw the backside guard and tackle. That's the counter GT play.
Ethan Mooney, sophomore from Fort Worth, 3 of 3 on field goals last week, but as long just 29 against Abilene Christian. This kick from 37. And he cuts the SMU lead to 11. On a drive that started at North Texas's own 8. They settle for a field goal, 28-17 SMU.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
You can make a difference in the lives of people impacted by Hurricane Dorian. Donations support Red Cross preparation, response, and recovery efforts. It will provide people and communities affected by this devastating storm with food, shelter, relief supplies, recovery, planning support, and other assistance. 1-800-RED Cross or www.redcross.org/ESPN to donate now. Dorian is a Category 5, just devastating. It's called the Abaco Islands in the Bahamas. I've been there twice. Most beautiful place I've ever seen. People wonderful. Any donation helps if you can. This is Tyler Page on the return for SMU. Able to squeeze past the 20 and brought down just shy of the 25.
Well, that's an outstanding job of keeping the ball away from C.J. Sanders. That's a great kick. That's now 2 times in a row they've done that, kicked it all the way across the field. Excellent job.
Shane Buechele, a solid first half. First 2 touchdown passes of his SMU career after 30 in a Texas Longhorn uniform. It's 14-21 for 199.
Been very, very impressive, hasn't he?
Blitz, lofting a pass, looking for Roberson, another catch. 2 touchdown grabs in the first half for the junior from nearby DeSoto, and a big grab on the first play of the second half for SMU from Buechele.
Yeah, and that was, again, a great throw. He hung it up in the air. He beat Harvey. Harvey was in press coverage, and he throws the long ball extremely well.
Hole on the left side for Jones. Xavier Jones, a touchdown in the first half, 7-yard gain on first.
You know, the mistake there is he gave him a free release. If you can't get your hands on the receiver in press coverage and interrupt his release, you got problems, and that's what happens right there.
Looking to respond to the North Texas field goal, already inside the 35, and Jones looked like for a moment he'd have big running room, but tripped up. Still a first down.
Boy, here comes the Mustangs. This has been an outstanding drive to start the second half.
Lofting the ball to the far side and incomplete. That was intended for Gallagher with Cam Johnson on coverage.
Press coverage again. You have to interrupt that release. If you allow them to time it up, this guy Buechele's going to kill you. If you don't get your hands on that receiver at the line of scrimmage, you're better off playing off.
Shane Buechele at 2,958 passing yards his freshman year at Texas, and that's a freshman record. Sam Ehlinger beat him out for the starting job and graduated with his undergrad degree from Texas. In 2 years now, he'll be the quarterback in Dallas.
Wow.
Good grab, Roberson, having to extend his arms to hold that pass in.
The timing of that pass, that ball was thrown way before he started to make his cut. Outstanding timing and outstanding throw.
It's 3rd and short, and all depending on the mark here, looks like it'll be enough for the first down on the run by Jones.
Boy, how fast can you go? I mean, they are going at lightning speed here. Really got the North Texas defense on their heels.
57 yards on the drive so far. North Texas defensive coordinator Troy Ruffin looks on. Incomplete. Another timing pattern, that intended for Judah Bell with Harvey on coverage.
Yeah, that was a great job by Harvey. That time Harvey played off on the other side. Cam Johnson was in the press. Nice.
Nick Harvey's a great story. He actually has been a grad transfer twice. Transferred to South Carolina last season but got hurt, only played 4 games. So got a medical red shirt, and that was first year in North Texas uniform. 4 years at Texas A&M, including 12 starts in 2016. Catch made, Branson. Diving forward to about 10. It'll be 3rd and just shy of 2.
That's an option route by the tight end. Granson, 235 against a 209-pound backer.
Quick snap, and Jones! Touchdown!
Boy, what an opening drive by Rhett Lashley, the coordinator, Michelle, the offensive line. Wow, you talking about answering the bell. They did it. Too easy.
His 3 touchdown runs last week tied a career high. He has 2 tonight, 5 already in the young 2019 season. Roberts PAT makes it 35-17. SMU looking to extend the 86-year drought. When was the last time North Texas won at SMU?
Cats down by 58 with 1 minute left. Hey, where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Statue of the legendary Doak Walker here on the campus of SMU. 31 rushing touchdowns in his career. Xavier Jones with the score for the Mustangs to make it 35-17. Gives him 27 in his career, tying him for 5th all-time. And the 8th time he's had multiple rushing touchdowns in a game in his SMU career here.
On this drive, I tell you, the guy for North Texas that has to start making some plays is Rico Bussey. He has been noticeably absent tonight, number 8. He's very, very talented wide receiver. They have taken him out of the game.
Not one catch by Bussey so far.
0. And believe me, that kid is a talented, talented player.
127 catches and 21 touchdowns in his career. Touchback, and North Texas will have it at their own 25.
Yeah, that was a good kick, too. Kicking it away from the returner, getting it in the end zone.
Mason Fine completed his 2 passes on North Texas' last drive, which ended in a field goal, but he's still just at 8 of 17 for the night. We thought for sure he'd pass for 200 yards tonight, and he still could, of course, but if he gets to 200, that is 10,000 in his career. So what a job this SMU defense has done against him.
They've had a great game plan, and again, it's been a combination of great man-to-man coverage, and their defensive front has had constant pressure on Fine. Now a 3-man front this time.
Low snap, Fine controls, and with time, going deep, and he's looking for Bussey, tipped away. Brandon Stevens, who played running back at UCLA last year, converts to cornerback. He's a grad transfer and makes the pass breakup.
That is an outstanding play by that young man, and that's a speed turner, we call it. It's a great speed turn that helped him recover. And again, Bussey can't make a play.
Sonny Dykes says Brandon Stevens just one day showed up on campus and said, I want to try out. And they said, can you play corner? And he said, I'll do anything. And now he's the starting corner and had the big play to make it 2nd and 10. Now 3rd and long coming after the short gain. Sutton on the tackle.
Yeah, that was, again, this SMU defense, you know, that great play that the corner just made, and here they come again. They have been outstanding, and we got an injury.
Now this may be a cram. Now Trey Siggers did not play last week. Was held out in the win over Abilene Christian.
Yeah, that's a cramp. No question.
15 carries, 155 yards. But we'll repeat, we started this game with 102-degree temperatures. That's air temperature, not the temperature on the turf. And right now we're still in the low 90s.
Yeah, but hey, they have found them a running back, haven't they? And again, you know, had a long talk with Eric Capper this week at North Texas, former SID, and he said that this young man was clearly their best back all through training camp, and he has showed it tonight.
Well, 10 to Siggers on the sideline. Kudos to these Mean Green fans making the trip here. There's more SMU fans here at Ford Stadium tonight, but not by much.
Yep. They've done a fabulous job there with their new stadium, and they have a new indoor facility that's going to open in about 2 weeks, and that helps in this heat.
Both teams have really committed to their football program. SMU recently opening up its own indoor performance center.
Right.
First down marker at the 35. That's Darden.
Wow.
First down and a flag. We're going to get a roughing the passer penalty on SMU.
That was a protection mistake. They had a free rusher right in his face. He made a great throw. And, of course, late hit on the quarterback. I'm sure that's what the call is going to be.
And the free rusher was Turner Cox, as you see him, number 97.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer, number 97 of the defense. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Automatic. First down.
I'm not sure it was the timing of the hit as much as it was he extended his arms high on Fine, and nowadays they're going to throw the flag.
Well, all for it. You've got to protect the quarterbacks. The NFL is really, in my opinion, taking it a little too far. But you have to protect the quarterbacks. Here, let's take a look at it. There's the free rusher. Yeah, he could have pulled off that. That was free.
Ball all the way to midfield.
4 wide receivers now. Here's an audible.
Torrey with Siggers out with his cramp. 2-yard gain for the junior from Goshen, Mississippi.
5'7", 191 is Torrey.
Seth Luttrell says his running back core is the deepest position they have. So he feels confident about how fresh they'll be throughout the game. Obviously, Siggers out. Torrey comes out for Nick Smith, and we've also seen Lauren Easley in this quarter.
Yep, 4 running backs have played.
Up the middle, catch made. Bussey wrestled down. Finally makes his first grab of the night.
That was a corner blitz from the short side of the field. They picked it up very, very well, and they played zone coverage behind it.
Actually, Kelvin Smith, the senior from Spring, Texas, on the grab. And now 3rd down and 1.
Yep.
Not sure if either team called timeout. We have an injured player in SMU.
I think we have. I think he's cramping. That is Robert Hayes, the corner. Yep. I think he's.
Senior,
looks like he's cramping.
Yeah. Senior was trying to get off the field. Just took a knee at the numbers, and you see him there. He'll be tended to by the SMU training staff.
Yep. Good job by the officials.
Yeah, there'd be a moment when they wouldn't have blown the whistles, and you've already alluded to it. The way they're trying to make this game safer is so important. No reason to have Hayes try to play on that 3rd down when he was cramping up and trying to get off the field. Health first.
A lot of really good common sense initiatives by the NCAA and the College Football Rules Committee.
A 35-17 SMU lead. If you're just joining us, North Texas has done a good job hanging around. SMU threw 3 quick punches in the first quarter, scoring touchdowns on their first 3 drives. Sonny Dykes' Mustangs up 21-0. Mason Fine and North Texas have hung in there. They've had it as close as 28-17 before SMU's first drive of this quarter ended in a touchdown by Xavier Jones, his 2nd of the night.
Boy, just watching the press conference with Mason Fine this year, he's very poised, very articulate, very impressive.
Seth Luttrell says he can absolutely be a coach, but first he has NFL aspirations, and Luttrell told us straight out he is an NFL quarterback. First down. North Texas will have it just shy of the SMU 35. That's Easley.
That was a great job by the Mose brothers The center and the right guard did a nice job up front. There we see them.
There they are. They didn't play together in high school. They're both from nearby Euless Trinity. So Siam Osei at center, Manasa Osei at right guard. Fine steps up, goes down.
Again, tough combination. Great man-to-man coverage and pressure up front. Boy, it makes it really, really tough on the quarterback. That was Patrick Nelson again. Just relentless rushing.
Sonny Dykes told us he expected more out of Nelson today versus last week when he had 6 tackles at Arkansas State, but now playing more up to his potential. Fine connects Darden up the seam, and that's close to the first down marker.
That was a sight audible on the blitz by Fine. They could not pick up that blitz. He had to read it and get rid of the football, and he did.
It is enough for the first to the 26. Actually, no, the first down marker on the far side had changed the number to 1, and I went with it. Instead, it is going to be, no, they will move the chains.
Yeah, it's first and 10. Yep.
Now we're getting on the same page. First down from the 26.
That's what the coach Latrell say. What's the problem?
Well,
that was the first and 10.
Yeah, the play clock had already gone down to 5,
so
and they'll reset.
He had a legitimate complaint. There was some confusion by the guys on the chains. He's got a very legitimate gripe here.
Latrell, previously an assistant at North Carolina, where he was the offensive coordinator before making his way to Denton. Also Indiana, Arizona, where he was an assistant with Sonny Dykes. Also Texas Tech, where Sonny Dykes graduated from in 1993. And of course, Sonny's dad, Spike, longtime legendary head coach in Lubbock. Darden drops it. A little behind him. Probably though a pass the junior should have held in.
Yeah, that was, of course, the RPO, which we haven't talked about tonight. But the offensive line was block and run all the way. He read the one-on-one coverage. One of the few throws tonight. You called it. It was on his backside shoulder. It would have been a tough catch.
Easily. Might have gotten 3. Senior from Houston and a transfer from Stephen F. Austin.
Obviously, they're trying to get a lot of fluids into Siggers on the sideline to try to get him over his cramps and get him back and going.
3rd down along 7.
Huge play. Huge for North Texas right here. Press man outside.
SMU only brings 3. Lawrence, believe he went out of bounds before the marker, and he did right around the 19, 4th and 3.
And I would think that the Mean Green will go for it here.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, 15 points, but when you've given up 35 and we're late in the 3rd quarter, Seth Latrell's going to keep his offense on the field.
That was Don Clay, the safety, that made the tackle. A good timeout. There was some confusion on the call. Take the timeout. This is a big, big 4th down. Let's get it straight.
North Texas down to 1 timeout remaining. Seth Latrell, a decision to make.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
There's a storm coming.
Did you hear that? Someone's in the house.
All of our Dr. Pepper's gone.
Hey, you got the wrong fan!
Are you seeing another grill?
It's just a snack.
That's it, Crow.
These turnovers are killing us!
Your husband's gone.
For the season? I'm transferring to Tech.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. About time you showed up.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody. So don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear. More driven.
See quarterback Mason Fine on the sideline. Seth Littrell has changed his mind, and Ethan Mooney has come out to attempt what will be a 47-yard field goal, or I apologize, 37 yards, going against a slight breeze. This will make it a 2-score game if Mooney can connect.
Be alert for the fake. That's exactly what Coach Kane is telling that defense.
And Mooney makes it a 15-point game, 2 scores at 35-20. Your thoughts on the decision?
You know, hey, there's all kinds of time left. They're going to have more opportunities. I'm good with that. So you're really down 2 scores, you know, and go for a 2-point conversion on one of them, obviously. You know, I tell you, both these head coaches describe themselves as kind of a laid-back personality, and you know what? And I like it. And if you really watch both of them on the sideline tonight, they're calm. They make good decisions. It's okay to get perturbed at an official, believe me. I can understand that. And they both have done that at times. But really calm on the sideline with the players and the staff.
Seems like the quarterbacks, too, reflect that personality, calm yet confident.
Absolutely, no question. You don't see any of these QBs get overexcited about anything. And I'll tell you what's scary about SMU. They are going to continue to get better and better. This team will progress dramatically during the season. All these new pieces of the puzzle in the program, most of them weren't there in the spring, including the quarterback. Hey, they are going to improve dramatically. They will be a scary team by late in the year.
Mustangs finished 5-7 last year, 4-4 in American Conference play. Sanders will give this one a try. C.J. Sanders slung down past the 20.
Good coverage. Good coverage. You know, if I did not have a great return guy like both these schools have, I really think I would be inclined to go fair catch every time, because you look at the possible penalties or possible fumble on kickoff returns. If you don't have a stud back there as a return guy, I'd fair catch it every time, put the ball in the 25.
Been a while since we've seen Shane Buechele and the SMU offense. North Texas's last drive taking 5:09 off the clock.
12 personnel, 2 tight ends.
Jones might have gotten a couple. Katie Davis, the weak side linebacker, has been active, the sophomore from Ennis, Texas.
Yeah, he has been. He's had a great game. The reason for the 12 personnel, easier to run the football, and I'm sure that Coach Dykes would like to see that clock run right now.
Buechele hammered as he throws, looking for Robertson, and out of his reach, Ladarius Hamilton put a hard hit on Buechele, who just now gets up.
I'll tell you, the corner for the Mean Green, and that was Nick Harvey. He made, if you can just see the coverage here, he makes a speed turn. Can't quite see it. That was close. But Harvey was beat. He made a great speed turn to recover, and he did recover. Boy, Hamilton, he's been a stud tonight.
Blitz. Walking it deep, looking for Grantham this time. Can't come back to make the grab, but a flag down. And for the 4th time, Jameel Moore is going to be called for pass interference tonight.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Of course, you know, I am an old secondary coach. I haven't seen many true interferences, but
they have attacked the senior from Cedar Hill,
pass
Texas all night.
On the defense, number 39.
Yep.
15-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Is it the old did he turn his head in time trick?
Let's take a look at it here. Well, you know, that's tough. The receiver's coming back for the ball. He's running full speed. It's, you know, he was beat initially, and no, he did. He came in early, no question. That was a good call.
And
I apologize there, Mr. Beck, Judge.
Didn't turn his head either.
Reverse.
This is Sanders trying to get him out in space, and he gains 3.
That was well defended. Boy, that's the guy you want running the reverse. No question about that.
Jones gets close to the first down marker. Left guard Hayden Howerton wearing number 75. The nice block up front.
That was Kyrie Muhammad, the safety that had to come up and make the play.
3rd and short. Quick snap. Jones, first down and more. Xavier Jones looking for his 3rd touchdown. He's done it for the 2nd straight game.
Well, they finally caught him in the blitz, and they hit the open gap, and he knows what to do. You know, he showed a nice burst of speed there at the end. How about that? 6 touchdowns in the first 2 games. That was KD Davis, 23, that I think was not in the correct gap. The linebacker.
Extra point by Roberts, good. And all of a sudden, SMU has its biggest lead, 42-20, 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Let's look at the American Conference scoreboard. Houston, no problem with Prairie View A&M, also from the Houston area. That's at the break on ESPN3. Tulsa going to the West Coast at San Jose State. And Tulane hanging around against Auburn, 14-6, the Auburn lead as they just start the 2nd half.
Good time to catch Auburn after that game last week.
Tell you, Tulane, if they don't make a bowl, it'll be surprising. You rarely think about how good they can be because usually they struggle, but they're going to give trouble to some teams in the West Division this year.
Tulane is a tough job and has been that way historically, and he has done a fantastic job with that program. They're very competitive now.
Willie Fritz has won everywhere he's been. Sam Houston State to Georgia Southern, and now in New Orleans at Tulane.
Russell Roberts getting ready to boot it.
North Texas did cut the deficit to 28-17 early this quarter. SMU back-to-back touchdown drives. Xavier Jones, touchdowns 2 and 3 of the night. This angling to the sideline, but yet will be returned. Torrey. Forward progress just past the 15. Eric Sutton on the tackle.
See, again, that was a mistake by the returner. That ball was headed directly out of bounds. Bring it out to the 35-yard line. Let it go. That's a poor decision.
Torrey limping as he goes to the sideline. And remember, Trey Siggers, North Texas's leading rusher tonight, left the game with cramps earlier this quarter. Mason Fine, just 12 of 23 for 119. 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
And, David, there's no doubt in my mind the depth of the SMU front, being able to play 12 players up front. They're fresh, and they just keep bringing it.
Fine swings it out. This is Nick Smith. Wrapped up by Brian Holloway, sophomore from League City, Texas. You talk about the depth. Holloway listed as 3rd string middle linebacker.
How about that? Yep. Boy, they were trying to get Rico Bussey, but Brandon Stevens had great coverage on the go route.
Rico Bussey still without a catch. Senior from Lawton, Oklahoma.
Taking Rico Bussey out of the game and spend the coverage has been a huge impact in this game for SMU.
Possibly the last play of the quarter. Easily squeezes through. First down run brought down just shy of the 40. That'll do it in quarter number 3. SMU dominant in quarters number 1 and 3. looking to avenge a shellacking at the hands of Seth Luttrell's Mean Green 1 season ago. 42-20. Mason Fine and the Mean Green have work to do.
Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Go State!
Go State! State!
State? His first words. You are my son.
State! Stinks!
State stinks?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
You're watching the American Conference on ESPN. The gorgeous downtown Dallas skyline. Not far from here, just south of Ford Stadium in Dallas, where SMU, a 42-20 lead over North Texas. David Salzman, Doug Graber with you. Fourth quarter underway. North Texas first and 10 from their own 38. Plenty of time for Fine. Can't find anyone downfield. Looked for Bussey, but he was out of bounds.
And again, this has been a major factor in this game. We have not seen. Oh, and just as I speak, here comes Siggers. That's exactly who I was referring to. He had cramps early in the third quarter, and good to see him back. He has been clearly a difference maker for North Texas in this game.
You saw those numbers. That includes the touchdown run. Siggers' 16th carry. Kind of reminds me of Le'Veon Bell with that patience and then that burst.
That is exactly what I was thinking. He had a little stop and go move there, and I said, wow, that looks like Le'Veon Bell.
That's the only time I'll be on your level when it comes to analysis.
Oh, no. Hey, he took a shot on that as he completed that run, too. Tough kid.
Mean Green, 4 of 11 on thirds. Fine in trouble.
Wow.
Fine sacked.
That's a 4-man rush, and that has been a huge issue in this game. And they just can't block him.
Demrick Gary in his 14th start of his career, now 5.5 sacks.
Yep. And they ran a little twist up front, and it worked out beautifully. I don't care how well you throw the football. Nobody throws it well with somebody in their face. Nobody.
Listen to the fans on the home side of Ford Field. I know Sonny Dykes downplayed this rivalry, but fans knew how important it was. And they love what they're seeing from their Mustangs here tonight. Fair catch by Prochet.
Yeah, that SMU chant was coming up pretty strong.
Look, North Texas is going to be strong in Conference USA. Let's look at other Conference USA scores. Western Kentucky looking to hold on at Florida International. Middle Tennessee, 12-point lead on Tennessee State. UCF dominant in their first 2 games. UTEP trailing 21-0 at Texas Tech. Last night, Rice lost 41-21 to Wake Forest in a scary moment. Starting quarterback Wiley Green hit hard and had to be taken off the field on a cart. Good news is all post-injury tests are negative for Rice's starting quarterback. Keeman Freeman wants to get in the act. He's seen his colleague Xavier Jones with 3 touchdown runs and a big run by Freeman there on first down.
Presented by Sewell.
Freeman again.
That was a heck of a collision with Kamon Freeman and the safety, Kyrie Muhammad. No, I'm sorry, that was Taylor Robinson, the other safety.
Freeman, senior from Texarkana, Texas. 21 touchdowns on the ground in his career. Xavier Jones now with 28. Staying on his feet for a moment, Robertson, but then brought down.
Well, that's the first time tonight now that the corner to the wide side of the field on that little quick hitch has been able to keep them from under a 5-yard gain.
SMU's been fast tonight, but now using some clock. As we approach 12 minutes to go in the fourth, Shane Buechele, a solid night. First touchdown passes of his SMU career coming tonight. Blitz. Buechele lofting it for Proche. Great spinning grab. James Proche, the FBS active career leader in receiving yards, brings in a beautiful one.
Well, very well covered, and the back shoulder throw under pressure. Again, outstanding, and the key there is he gave him enough room to the sideline.
Now not taking time. Freeman, the first down carry, gets maybe a yard.
Now, when you're running those deep routes, you have to give the quarterback room to the sideline. You can't get pushed into the sideline.
Buechele looking for Robertson. Tipped away, but a flag down.
Well, that was a double route. You knew it was coming. They've been throwing that little hitch all night long. And that time they ran a hitch and go, and there was some contact.
Kyle Sanders, the safety. Taylor Robinson also at safety. Both were on coverage.
Holding on the defense, number 9. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
They actually get Nick Harvey instead with the penalty.
Right. That's exactly the way I've always taught the corners. If you're beat on a double route, just grab them, which he did right there. That was a good job. It was a heck of a range by the safety getting there, too.
Seth Luttrell's squad in danger of having this game put away with a touchdown. First and goal. Freeman wanted a cut, slipped down to the turf instead.
Yeah, the turf monster got him. That great big stripe going across the field, tripped him up. He got his feet too wide on the cut, and the foot just went right out from under it. Got to keep your feet close together.
Now the pitch to Freeman. Brought down from behind. Dion Noville, the junior from Abilene, Texas.
Great play by Dion, 6'4", 315. He's the only one of the North Texas defenders that doesn't qualify as being small. He's big, but he's pretty quick, too.
Shane Buechele, 284 yards through the air tonight. Third and goal. Play clock down to 5. Now Freeman shifts. Play clock down to 1, and SMU calls timeout.
Yep. Good job by the sideline. They were trying to audible.
Shane Buechele and his teammates will talk it over. Third and goal coming.
Cats down by 58 with 1 minute left. Hey, where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
Offensive coordinator Rhett Lashley looks on. Third and goal, SMU. Ball at the 10. David Salzman, Doug Graber with you.
Great shot of an audible from the sideline. Great shot of it.
Brett Lashley says his biggest influence, Gus Malzahn at Auburn.
Yeah.
Also an assistant under Malzahn at Arkansas State.
And Auburn, yeah.
Ready to go now, 10:04 to go. Lofting it to the end zone, wide open, Prochet.
I'd say that was a pretty good audible. Caught him in his zone.
Shane Buechele's third touchdown pass of the evening.
Absolutely no pressure, just like throwing a 7-on-7 drill. Great timing. Very nice.
Sonny Dykes calls Prochet the Iron Man because of his consistency week in and week out. Now SMU has what seems to be a very consistent quarterback now as well. The grad transfer and Shane Buechele. 49-20. Now the lead for the Mustangs over their DFW rivals.
You know what we haven't talked about with Prochet tonight? He is the active leader in receiving yards in the NCAA in his career. Almost 2,800 yards coming into this game.
He's had 7 catches for 115 yards tonight, and that is first touchdown. Reggie Robertson Jr. with the 2 others. Shane Buechele, 21-31 for 292. Still a serious look on his face as we have 9:59 to go.
Yeah, and both these quarterbacks are very similar. They're both calm. They both have great leadership. They're both very confident. The Prochet, he's nearing 3,000 yards now.
Sonny Dykes told us this is a much more mature group and a different group. And boy, have they shown it here today. This was expected to be much closer. As for as good as the SMU offense has been, not entirely unexpected. To hold North Texas to 20 and Mason Fine not close to 200 passing yards, that may be the biggest surprise.
No question. That is the big surprise. I mean, Fine had 46 passing yards at the half. Are you kidding me? I mean, he gets that normally in the opening drive.
He is 13-25 for 126. 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Outstanding game plan by Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator for SMU. And my kudos to the secondary. Boy, they have covered him like a glove.
Fine is 74 yards away from 10,000 through the air in his brilliant North Texas career. Here's Siggers. Short gain. Denbo there on the stop.
Yeah. He came out of nowhere.
Actually, Chase Cromartie, who backs up Denbo at safety, true freshman from Cibolo in the San Antonio area.
Yeah, and they think he is really going to be a good one. They're very excited about him. Three-man rush.
Plenty of time for Fine. He rolls out. Is anyone open downfield? Out of bounds, his intended target.
Well, that's the whole idea of a three-man rush. Drop 8 in coverage, make it difficult to throw, force the quarterback to scramble, and find an open receiver. And they played a 8-man zone coverage. The zones move with the scramble. He had the number 1 defeat. That was Sutton.
SMU brings 4 this time. Through the hands of Darden, incomplete.
And there's a late flag on the sideline.
Yeah, late flag because Rodney Clemens was tussling with Darden after the incompletion. Threw Darden down to the turf, and looks like he'll be called for this flag.
Unsportsmanlike penalty. Number 23 of the defense after the play. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That's number 23's first towards disqualification.
It's the only time I've seen these coaches upset tonight. Let's see if we can see it right here. Yeah, he's talking. He's doing a lot of talking, and that's I don't like it.
Right, that's why the flag, I thought initially was late. I was thinking perhaps it was because of the contact, but a great job by our camera crew. Absolutely because of the taunting afterwards.
Yep. Too much yapping.
Fine. Again, can't find anyone upfield. Slides down for a gain of about 3 because they mark him down where he starts the slide.
Yep. Good spot by the officials. I'm amazed that SMU defensively has been able to do this.
Trey Siggers has 160 rushing yards, but Mason Fine still at 126 through the air. SMU just brings 3 again. Siggers the grab, and that's enough for the first down.
Mason Fine's pass complete for 16 yards.
North Texas has an interesting schedule coming up. They'll head to the West Coast to where Sonny Dykes used to coach at Cal. That's next week. Then they'll host UTSA in their Conference USA opener, and then Houston will come up to Denton and take on the Mean Green. Another Conference USA foe.
Wow, no chance.
Somehow, though, Fine got it off to Darden, and that's an example of the brilliance of Mason Fine at quarterback. Delonte Scott was all over him.
How did he get rid of that football? And accurately. Incredible. Free agent all over him. That counter with the backside guard and tackle.
Number 23, Lawrence.
Easily on the carry as we're halfway through the fourth. SMU scored touchdowns on his first 3 drives. North Texas then settled in, made a brief comeback. It was 28-17 early third, and then back-to-back touchdowns by the Mustangs put them up 42-20, and then adding 1 in the fourth for their current lead.
Clock is running 7 minutes.
Easily tripped up.
23, Lawrence.
Holloway the stop.
Well, obviously they'll go for it here on 4th down.
And that is Delonte Scott, who remains down. He has had himself quite a game. Had himself a heck of a game last week as well. Sack on the final play, closing out SMU's 37-30 win at Arkansas State. In fact, Sonny Dykes said last week was his best game of his career up to that point. Might have even been better so far tonight.
Won the game for him. That was a sack fumble at the very end of the game when Arkansas State was driving to score. You know, and some people might kind of poo-poo that win at Arkansas State. Hey, that is a tough place to go and play, and they are so good defensively always. That's a tough place to go win a football game.
Great program as well. Blake Anderson's been the longtime head coach there, and they play with heavy hearts. Blake's wife, Wendy, passing away from cancer. Blake Anderson not coaching last week in their game today at UNLV. Our condolences to the Arkansas State family, but you're right. Making the trip to Jonesboro, and Arkansas State led in the third quarter, a tough place to win, and Sonny Dykes was very proud of his team's resilience in being able to rally and knock off the Red Wolves.
But this SMU team has made a big jump in the second game, and I firmly believe they are going to make huge jumps during the season. And in the American Conference, buddy, they are going to be a factor.
Texas State comes here next week, and then SMU at TCU 2 weeks from now. They'll begin conference play in 3 weeks against South Florida, who's lost 8 straight dating back to last year. Fine finds Lawrence. He needs the 24, and it looks like he just got it.
Just barely
Pass
got it.
complete to number 32, Michael Lawrence.
Again, blitz, pressure, good throw.
6:40 and counting. Fine is still under 150 yards tonight. If he can get to 200, that will be 10,000 in his tremendous career, just 2 games into his senior year. Fine. Sacked. That's Demrick Gary, his second sack of the night.
Yeah, and again, that was with a very simple 4-man rush. They just cannot protect him. He's got no chance. They played a zone behind him, which held the ball, couldn't get it out. Did not have much time. Take a look at it.
That's just the second sack for SMU as a team tonight. Feels like they have more.
Well, they've had so much pressure.
Siggers to the 27. The 3rd and 13.
He will be an outstanding back for the Mean Green this year. Really a north and south runner.
And this team, they're expected to fight for the West Division title, and even with their tough night tonight, no reason to think that they wouldn't be right in contention. Also looking to make their 4th straight bowl with Mason Fine at quarterback and Seth Luttrell as head coach. Fine in trouble. Fine goes down.
Wow.
Well, let's hope he's okay. That second hit was awfully tough, and Fine does get up. It was Turner Cox providing that second hit on the North Texas quarterback.
Of course, the NCAA rule, loses his helmet, has to go out for a play. So I would expect number 5, Jason Bean, to come in, but let's see.
North Texas can call timeout to allow Fine to return, but we will see Jason Bean. 5 minutes to go, you're down 29. Why risk Mason Fine getting hurt? So here's Bean, the redshirt freshman from nearby Mansfield, Texas.
Yeah, I would think he'll be in just for a single play per NCAA rules, and I think Fine will be back in. Yeah, they have 2 redshirt freshman quarterbacks.
North Texas will call timeout, and we'll take it with them. Tough night for Mason Fine and his Mean Green.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high. Shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 54 breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
SMU 480 yards of total offense, but it's Kevin Kane, the defensive coordinator for the stout SMU defense tonight, looking to make the 4th down stop to put the icing on this one. Mason Fine is back in at quarterback after the North Texas timeout. They need the 14.
Oh, wow.
Through the hands of Darden, and that would have been enough for the first.
Boy, that's a tough drop right there. Put it right on the money. Play, throw, and catch. Got to catch. A little bit on the back shoulder, but still, you got to make that catch.
Turned his head early, too.
Yep.
And with 3 SMU defenders behind him.
Yep.
So SMU, they marketed this game as a whiteout. And you see the front of the uniform. It doesn't say SMU. It says Dallas. They're honoring quite a number of SMU alums here tonight with that. First down carry and a fumble. And on the ground, North Texas is going to get the football. But real quickly, stripe on the helmet and the jersey sleeve paying homage to the Dallas Cowboys. The number, how it looks, is a tribute to the 66 Cowboys, which was led by SMU alum Don Meredith.
Yep.
But then the script Dallas on the chest, that pays homage to a man you knew very well, AFL founder and an SMU alum in Lamar Hunt.
Yeah, I coached for Mr. Hunt when he was the owner of the Chiefs. Of course, his family still owns the Chiefs. He was a wonderful man, very innovative guy. You look at the field and you see the arrows that point next to the numbers. That was his idea. He had all kinds of innovative ideas, but what a wonderful man.
I never knew that until you told me before we came on the air that the simple thing like arrows on the field, the idea of Lamar Hunt, who knew the importance of football on television, and of course what a huge industry college football is, and of course the NFL as well.
Yep, and one of the guys that really made the NFL in its early days after the merger, but a better human being. He loved SMU. Talked about SMU all the time. He's a truly great man.
Clock stopped. Robert Hayes Jr. cramping up on the field. 4:17 to go. Of course, before they became the Kansas City Chiefs, they were the Dallas Texans.
Dallas Texans, absolutely.
They didn't put the star on their helmet, though. That was the problem. Of course, this has been cowboy country for so long now. Not just here, but all across the country.
Absolutely. You know, he used to be funny. He was a neat freak. He'd come to the stadium, and if he saw one little single scrap of paper 20 feet away, he'd go get it and make sure it got into a... He'd come in, our sons were young kids that were ball boys in training camp. He'd come in the office, put his feet up on the desk. How's Joe and Jay doing tonight? He was absolutely wonderful.
Aren't those the easiest people to work for? You were an assistant with the Chiefs.
Yes, I was. I was the secondary coach there back in the early 80s. Fun job, fun place to coach.
Jason Bean now at quarterback with his game out of reach. Mason Fine. Boy, so unexpected when we give you these numbers. 17-32 for 152. But as you said, Doug, give credit to the SMU defense all night long. That's a first down grab by Lawrence.
Yeah, this performance is all the accolades go to this defense. They have been outstanding. 3-man rush.
Eric Griffin stumbled as he made his cut and unable to haul in the pass. Now 2nd and 10.
Of course, now, Mason Fine is a senior. They have two redshirt freshmen, Jason Bean and Austin On, that are going to be vying to replace him. What a career that young man has had at North Texas.
Bean threw one pass attempt last week in the win over Abilene Christian. He'll scramble and get decent yardage. Now 3rd down.
Number 5, Jason Bean on the carry.
Of course, with the change at quarterback, SMU's been playing primarily just zone coverage, not trying to give up a big play at 3 deep and 2 deep.
Ball 32. It's 30 down.
SMU, again, will host Texas State next week. They'll be at TCU 2 weeks from now. Memphis seems to be the favorite in the West Division, but I don't think there's a clear favorite. Who knows about Houston? Derek King, their great quarterback. Dana Holgerson, now the head coach. And now, 2 weeks in, it's obvious SMU is much better than a year ago.
Oh, wow. It's not even close. And as we've talked about, they are going to continue to get better. It's just a total remaking of this program, roster, mentality, everything. Great job by Coach Dykes.
It's Greg White, the sophomore, with his catch. Gain of 7 as we're under 3 minutes to go.
I tell you, Jason Bean has come in and he can chuck it pretty well.
If you made an argument, as Calvin Smith makes the grab, that North Texas would still be the favorite in Conference USA with Mason Fine at quarterback, you make a good one. You look at the East Division, teams like Florida Atlantic, Western Kentucky, they both seem to be down. Central Arkansas of the Southland Conference went to Western Kentucky last week and won.
Yep.
Louisiana Tech had to hold off Grambling earlier today. Rice is improving, but probably not there yet. Of course, there's UAB. What a story. Coming back from extinction to win Conference USA last year, but lost a lot of graduates, from that championship squad. So North Texas should be right in it when it's all said and done.
And from a coaching viewpoint, an early season loss like this, hey, it allows you to coach the football team.
It's a touchdown. Jason Bean's first touchdown pass of his career. And Jalen Darden, the 8th touchdown of the junior's career to make it 49-26.
Of course, not taking anything away from Jason Bean, but SMU played 3 deep zone that whole drive, and all those underneath throws were really pretty easy. But he was very accurate, very impressive.
Stands at 6'3". And the young man from nearby Mansfield with his first career touchdown pass. 49-27. SMU, big-time revenge from their shellacking at the hands of the Mean Green 1 year ago.
On an all-new season of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Welcome to Fansville's 150th anniversary tailgate!
Go State! He said State! Somebody get him a Dr. Pepper.
Stat! We got fans coming in from Van Arbor, East Fencing, Kansas City, Kansas.
There's a new grill master in town.
Go State!
Mom, Dad. Lacrosse?
It's the fastest growing sport in America.
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
Gonna be a big year.
It can seem unreachable at first. The bar too high, shoes too big. You'll take leaps of faith and fall on your face, but you'll get up. Hard work is 50 sprints before breakfast and another 50 for breakfast. You'll eat it, breathe it, sleep it. The Goodyear blimp doesn't show up for just anybody, so don't be just anybody. Be blimp-worthy. Goodyear, more driven.
There's Jason Bean after his first career touchdown pass. See his numbers tonight. 9-play, 54-yard drive, cutting the SMU lead to 49 to 27. Mustangs will go to 2-0 on the Young campaign. Texas State from San Marcos, just south of Austin, to make the trek up Interstate 35 here to Dallas 1 week from now. And that game will be on ESPN3. Jake Spavital, who was the offensive coordinator at West Virginia, the new head coach at Texas State. They fell to Wyoming at home earlier today, 23-14. So the Bobcats are 0-2. Cal, who North Texas will face next week. They're about to get underway in Seattle. A tough one to begin Pac-12 play at Washington. Well, C.J. Sanders will get the chance here, and actually whistles blow. Did he call fair catch before trying to return?
I did not see the fair catch signal.
SMU will get the football, however. They'll be able to run the clock out. So here's the SMU schedule overall. They have to take care of Texas State next week in an interesting game. TCU is always stout, maybe a bit of a step back from what we're used to seeing. And then they'll begin American Conference play at a struggling South Florida squad.
Yeah, and Sonny told me, of course, he was there, that the athletes at TCU are better than any he's been around at any of his stops.
Tough road schedule. You see the road matchups for Sonny Dykes' Mustangs at Houston and at Memphis back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
And then the penultimate game of 2019 at Navy.
And I would expect Sonny will have a steady diet of the football on the ground and let the clock run.
Tamarick Williams the carry, as Derek Green is the quarterback for a second drive for the Mustangs. Redshirt freshman from Leawood, Kansas.
They have a backup quarterback, William Brown, that they really, really like. He played as a true freshman last year. They're going to try to redshirt him this year, which means he can only appear in 4 games.
Chan of SMU for the Mustang faithful, and they've been waiting a long time for the Mustangs to exact revenge. North Texas ran out to a 36-0 lead at home over the Mustangs in the 2018 season opener. But SMU has turned the table here tonight. There's Williams, 235-pound redshirt freshman from Angleton, Texas, just south of Houston.
You know, and this is a small point, but I love the fact that North Texas is not calling timeouts, extending the game. I never did as a head coach. The game's over. Let's not get anybody hurt. Let's move on.
Jacob Orline now in at quarterback, redshirt freshman from Brenham, Texas. He'll get the game's final snap. Shane Buechele, 21-31, 292 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Xavier Jones for the second straight week, 3 touchdown runs. He ran for 127 overall. So the Mustangs will go to 2-0 overall, and North Texas will fall to 1-1. Couple of comeback attempts legitimate by North Texas as the game went along, but 3 touchdowns in SMU's first 3 drives, and the Mustangs roll tonight over Seth Luttrell's Mean Green.
Here we see the handshake of these two very, very good friends. And, hey, there's no friends on the football field, I promise you that.
Kind words for these great friends. Their families go on vacation together. just about every summer. Final thoughts, Doug. An impressive performance by the homestanding Mustangs.
And their defense was absolutely outstanding.
49-27, the SMU victory over North Texas here tonight. For my broadcast partner, Doug Graber, our producer, Mike Watson, our entire JWP crew, I'm David Salzman saying so long from Ford Field in Dallas. SMU the victory over North Texas, 49-27. This has been a presentation of ESPN.